This is a very passionate podcast. I'm Mario.
Super very passionate people. I'm very passionate.
Very, very passionate about it.
Very passionate people.
She's one of the most passionate people ever.
Or maybe you don't know shit and you want to learn from the best.
Very passionate.
Hi.
Hello.
Welcome back to the I'm Very Passionate podcast. That's Mario.
No, that's George Takei. Hi, welcome back. I'm
Mario, George Takei, whoever you wanted to be. I'm Jessica.
I'm Mario, and welcome back. You know, a lot of people tag me in his shit on Facebook, and it's like, just because he's gay and like a nerd doesn't mean I like him.
Oh, I love him.
I'm indifferent. Am I too far away?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I'm it is weird. We have a new setup in the room. We've always recorded in Jessica's room. She usually lays on her bed, and I sit at the edge of the bed in like a rolly chair because it's more comfortable.
My desk chair, yeah.
An office chair. And
today Mario walked in and realized that my whole bed frame was gone.
And I was like, did you get a new bed? What's happening?
And I was like, nope, me and Daniel broke the bed.
And so we immediately high-fived and cheered. And she's getting the bed she wants.
God, I'm so secretly, like, I know I should be, like, embarrassed. Like,
she's fucking proud.
Oh, I am, because, you know, maybe it was, like, our weight, but whatever the position, who cares? But, like, I broke a fucking bed, and I'm really, really proud.
You can add that to your bucket list.
I didn't even know it was on my bucket list.
But now that it's happened,
I'm so happy.
Firmly checked off.
And I get to buy the bed I actually want, because I hated the bed before, but I didn't say anything, because he really liked it, whatever.
It was very masculine.
It was too masculine. Like, I just want neutrality. Like, I'm fine with wood, but that was like a soccer goal. It was terrible.
It kind of was.
And he loves soccer, so I'm sure he loved it.
Oh.
But me.
The bed's the goal, you know?
That's good karma. I let my husband have something he wanted. We broke it during really great sex. And then we had to take it out, take it apart, and now I get to order what I want.
How'd you explain it to the kids?
They haven't even noticed.
I love it so much.
My son has autism. My daughter's in her own fantasy princess world.
You're just going to have a completely new bed, and they're like, hey.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. That's when they're going to notice. Absolutely.
Oh, my gosh.
So I'm super proud. I broke a bed this week.
Goals.
Daniel turned 37 yesterday.
Oh. So... You were celebrating? No.
It wasn't yesterday. It was earlier in the week. So we went out to dinner with my family and his family. It's the first time I really made an effort to invite my family, so I'm trying.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Texas Roadhouse. He had never been there.
Oh. He
said it wasn't the best steak he's had.
No,
so.
Longhorn's better.
That's what he said.
Longhorn is the best steak you can get at a chain restaurant, hands down. Except Ruth's Chris. But Ruth's Chris is stupid expensive.
We haven't been there.
You don't need to go. It's like my dad, mom, sister, and I ate there once. It was $345.
Shut up. For what?
Everything. It's like one of those super snooty... chain restaurants.
$375 for 3 people?
$345. But then he tipped $70 or something.
Oh, well, that's nice of your dad.
Well, I mean, it was a 20% tip.
No, but still, my mom would have left.
I actually really hated it. The food was great, but the server would not leave us the fuck alone.
Oh, they were trying to rush you out?
No. He just wanted to be a part of the conversation the entire fucking time. He literally sat his ass on the corner of the table and talked about the steak. I don't give a fuck about the steak. My parents are visiting me at school. I want to spend time and have conversation with them.
You don't have to lean over. It's fine.
And he wouldn't leave us alone. So I've never been back. It was good, though. But, when you get sides, you have to order a side for the table, not for you individually.
What?
Yeah.
So you all have to agree on one side?
No. You got 4 sides, 3 or 4 sides.
Oh, my God. I don't know.
It was good.
I like steak, but...
I love steak, but Longhorn's where it's at.
There's a place here called Mabella's. That's the best steak I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
It's the best steak I've ever had. I got the petite sirloin in a mushroom ravioli. It was really, really good.
That's a really weird combination.
I thought so too, but I love mushroom ravioli and I like steak, but it's really good together.
Wow.
It's creamy and mushroomy.
So there's sauce on the steak?
It's like a petite sirloin in a ravioli mushroom dish. In a white sauce, like a gorgonzola cream sauce. And so they just pop the steak down in the middle of it.
Can you have ravioli anymore?
No. This was 2 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It is. IHOP has gluten-free pancakes now, though.
Is that something worth trying?
I went to IHOP the other day with Daniel because I really wanted an omelet. And I was like, I don't want the pancakes. It's going to hurt my stomach. So I got hash browns, which I love anyway. Mm-hmm. And then I noticed that they had pain.
Oh, so you didn't try them?
No, I haven't tried them.
Like, gluten-free is hit or miss. Like, sometimes it's very good. Like, Brooke is a very good gluten-free cook for the most part. Like, everything I've tried of hers that was gluten-free, I thought was very good.
It's not hard to make gluten-free things. And I have found that gluten-free bread products in restaurants do taste better.
Oh, okay.
But, like, if you buy gluten-free bread, that shit sucks. It's terrible.
That's sad.
Yeah, it's the worst. And also, I've discovered wine and, like, a little...
Vita Coco box.
Yeah. And it's, like, it saves trees, and it's recyclable, and there's 5.6 ounces in every single one.
Wow. Is it good?
Yeah, and it tastes really, really good. I tried the Cabernet Sauvignon today. I'm drinking it now. Yesterday, I tried a Pinot Grigio. They were both really good. I was very impressed. So I think I will be switching over to these.
It's called Bota Mini?
Bota Mini. I'll take a picture.
She will.
75% fewer greenhouse gas emissions, 50% less waste, lower fuel emissions thanks to lighter shipping and weight, primarily from paper. It's made from paper.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't cost a lot to ship it. Doesn't cost a lot to make it. The carbon footprint is lower. I don't know. I really like it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Really cool. I like finding stuff like this. And it wasn't expensive.
How much?
Of these were $10. That's 2 bottles of wine. Because this is
that? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
This is equal to one 750 milliliter bottle of wine.
Okay.
So 2 of these
is a bottle.
Yeah, it's 2 bottles. No,
2 bottles.
Yeah,
oh.
It's really good. I don't know. I just wanted to mention it. I'm drinking it now. It tastes really good.
She's always drinking whenever we record.
I like to drink on my days off.
That's
I love wine in the afternoon. It calms me down. I go to bed earlier.
That's good.
It's a goal to work towards. Get all your shit done so you can get buzzed.
See, I don't know. I don't want to become dependent on alcohol. Because I have bipolar disorder, we have very addictive personalities. Yeah. So I try not to... Like, I will drink. If I have a very hard day, I will drink. If I hang out with friends, I will drink. But normally, I don't drink on my own.
Like, during the week, I take melatonin to help me sleep. But on the weekends, I like to have, like, 2 glasses of wine. Mm-hmm. I don't know. Like, it helps. It's a good combination I have found.
That's good. Well,
and I never get, like, wasted, so it's good. I'm meant to be, like, sloshed around in the afternoon. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. So... Really quickly, we have a couple of icebreakers before we get into our topics for this week.
Again, they're all political.
Are they?
I feel like they are.
I guess so, yeah. So, really quickly, Shep Smith quit Fox News. He's known as the one journalist on that fucking channel. Legit. Like, he is constantly fact-checking the president on live television at times. Mm-hmm. Or anybody who tries to go on there and... says something unfactual on his show, he will clock it right there, say, no. That is not the truth. This is what happened. Here are the documented sources. Like, no, we are not going that route. I guess he just got tired of being on the Trump channel, because that's really what Fox News has become. They literally talk to him directly on Fox and Friends. Like, they tell him what to do. They tell him their opinions directly because they know he's watching. And... he, I guess, just has journalistic integrity and couldn't put up with it anymore. Well,
also, Trump singles him out all the time.
Yes.
Like, on Twitter. Like, he's really good at berating him. And so I'm looking at an article now, and it says that the Attorney General, William Barr, met with Rupert Murdoch, who is the network's owner. And so people are speculating that it has something to do with that. And it would make... conspiracy theory. It would make sense. We're coming up on an election year. Maybe you need to get rid of the one person that's always
against Trump
on a
Trump channel.
On a Trump channel. on a Trump program.
The Trump network.
Yeah. So it like there's a lot of conspiracy you can think about. It all links together. It all makes sense to me. However, we don't know that that's what happened. But it is kind of weird. Mm-hmm. I hope he gets a job at, like, MSNBC.
Oh, God.
That would be amazing.
See, I feel like he's still conservative, though.
Sure, he's conservative, but he's fair. So
I could see him being more on, like, CNN. Because I feel like MSNBC is the liberal equivalent of Fox.
It's my favorite one.
I feel like they take a lot of liberties.
I'm okay with it. The president is taking liberties with the Constitution. Why shouldn't I take news from a liberty...
But
I don't know.
But that sort of liberties is what led to the situation we're in currently, because that's why I try to stick towards.
I do like CNN though.
I stick towards CNN. I'll sometimes read like France 24, and it's nice to hear like a non-American perspective on what's going on in our country, or read it rather. Mm-hmm. But I do avoid MSNBC because of their left-leaning slant, because I don't want to get back in that bubble where I thought everything was a certain way, and in fact it wasn't. And guess what? True. We lost. So I don't want to get to that place again. But
it says that they asked him to stay, and he's
the one who wanted to leave.
He wanted to leave.
Yeah, because he was tired of that shit.
I doubt we'll ever really know what happened.
Oh, I'm sure he's
going good about hiding that stuff.
Oh no! I bet you he is going to do like a 300-page memoir about his life as a gay man working at Fox News.
I'd read it.
And why he left.
I'd read it.
Yeah. No, because I mean, it's just the same as like a gay person working for ChickfilA. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Yeah. But I'm sure that's taxing on you as a person.
I hate that. I was having a conversation with one of my friends, and I was like, I don't. First of all, I don't like Chick-fil-A. I buy it for my daughter because sometimes it's the only thing I know she'll eat all of, and she's the worst eater on the planet. But I personally don't like eating there. I try not to buy them when I can. And it is because of their religious views and how they enforce it and their
donations to anti-gay,
homophobic stuff. It drives me nuts. And I said that to a friend, and she was like, yeah, but when you interview there, you sign on knowing. And I'm like, if that's the only job you can get to support your family of 5,
do what you got to do.
You have to do what you have to do. It shouldn't be fair that businesses can enforce like the owner's beliefs. Like if you have your business should be about the product that you put out and how good it is. You should be catering to the right wing nut jobs that live in the South.
It's just like, do you remember when the Chick-fil-A truth came out initially, and that guy posted a video going through the drive-thru and berating that woman who was working there, and it's like she didn't know that, or if she knew that, like, do people really read that fine print when they sign on for a job? They're just excited to get a fucking job.
Yeah, or it's like Hobby Lobby. They're terrible with women's rights.
Yes,
they're the worst. And I love Hobby Lobby. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
You can't get a better deal on yarn. They have so many different kinds. I get it. Sometimes I have to go there. I genuinely try not to.
Same. The only thing I buy there is Milliput. And that's because it's the only place I know where to buy it. It's something I used to
I will
sculpt.
say that recently I have found out that Joann's, while has a smaller selection, has better quality.
Yarn? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No, they have the Vanna White line.
And also, well, so does Michael's.
Does Michael's?
Michael's has a Vanna White line.
I didn't know that.
Yes. And also weird sizes of knitting needles you can find there. So, like, I've been using... I need like an 8-inch circular needle. Most places only sell like 16 or like 24. I don't know what people are using those for. Like, whose head is that big? I don't know. But so
they've been making shirts.
I guess like I never think about that. I always think about like circular needles for hats and socks. Like that's originally why they were created. Yeah. So I will say that I have found substitutions. Sometimes you have to do what you have to do, but
I never go to Michael's for yarn or needles. They have a very terrible selection.
Needle selection's terrible, but sometimes I can find a really good yarn there. Sometimes, maybe not all the time.
It's a crapshoot. Mm-hmm. I've heard Michael's isn't doing very good though.
I've heard that too. I like Joann's, and Joann's takes coupons for all of them.
Yep.
So you take a 40% Hobby Lobby one, and they'll honor it. Mm-hmm. They're great, anyway.
And that's why I go there.
I have an autism update.
Oh,
my son had a meltdown at school.
Oh my gosh,
like, it was really bad. The teacher had to call me.
Is he okay?
He's okay. What's been happening is in the after-school program, the teachers like don't care about the kids. Like, they're not interacting with them. They're telling them to sit still and be quiet. My son has ADHD.
He can't do that.
He cannot do that. So they make concessions for him, but he's still unhappy because he can't socialize, which is a big deal because we never thought Danny would have friends or socialize.
Right.
So I've been dealing with the director of the after school program, with his teacher calling me with the principal and what's going on in the after school program. I'm trying to get a handle on it, but I think at the end of the day, we may pull them out, put them somewhere else.
Wow.
And I was talking to Roxy, my sister-in-law, about this because she went through something similar with Mia in an actual classroom. And while she's proud of the decision she made to have meetings with the teachers and force them to try and change, she never really could get them to change, and Mia suffered. So I still will continue to argue what they're doing is not only probably against the IEP and illegal, it's not great for any child, not just my child.
Well, no, you can't tell a bunch of children who have been sitting in school not able to express themselves or be energetic and run around after school to say, oh no, you have to sit still for another 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Nope. And my son shouldn't have to suffer me taking a stand. So I'm taking one more stand. If nothing changes, we're going to pull them out and put them somewhere else, which is scary for me because we've been going to after school programs since Danny started kindergarten, and they've loved it every year. This is the first year.
And kids with autism don't do well with major changes.
They really don't, but I asked him if he would consider going somewhere else, and he said yes. So it must be pretty bad.
For him to not want to be there.
For him, because he hates change. It's the worst thing. And for him to have a meltdown, oh my gosh, so what happened was... So in cafeterias at lunch, obviously, elementary schools can get loud.
Yes.
The teachers have different steps where if they get too loud to bring the noise down, turn the lights off, everybody whisper. They never tell everyone to be quiet. On this particular day, it got too loud. I think someone slammed their tray down and it got really loud. So the principal's like, that's it. Everyone be quiet. Danny literally had PTSD because he's in the same room where the after school program is and started like crying and melting down because he was thinking about what it's going to be like in the after school program. It literally is affecting him that much. And he's heard the principal say, okay, everyone, quiet time for the next 10 minutes, or okay, everyone, lower your voice. He's been hearing that every day for the last 4 years. Like that's what happens in an elementary. So for this particular time to make him melt down, it's affecting him really badly. So special education teachers, be careful of what you say, or teachers in general. So as a result, Danny, I had him record what's happening and how he feels. And we sent it to Roxy because Roxy's doing a presentation for special education teachers to show that like how the smallest thing can really affect a child. So we're helping her with her presentation.
Oh, word.
Yeah.
I mean, a silver lining, I guess.
Maybe some good will come out of it. Maybe this new generation of teachers will take it seriously. Hearing Danny's voice and seeing my video, like maybe that will help. Yeah. So, silver lining?
Maybe.
It's like the bed.
Yeah.
You broke a bed.
You got a new bed.
I'm getting a new bed. So, silver lining.
Oh, my friend Jessica was so excited that you shouted her out on the podcast.
Oh, is that the friend that wants me to do?
Yes.
Oh my God. Hi, Jessica. I love anyone named Jessica.
Oh my God, it's her name's Jasmine, not Jessica. You're
Jasmine!
Jessica.
Jasmine is better than Jessica.
No,
Jessica's a terrible name.
I'm very distracted right now by Jessica's face.
Oh, shut up. My daughter did my makeup. She's begging me to do a makeover. And I'm having a hard time. He's so pink right now. Do you want me to wash my face?
No, girl, you don't. Because she has to finish. She has to finish when we're done.
No, she asked me if we could start over.
Oh, did she? Well, you don't have to right now. You're good. You're good.
I look amazing. I have dark blue eyeshadow winging from my eyes to my ears.
She does.
And I don't know what color lipstick I have on.
Like plum?
Is it plum?
I don't know. I'm colorblind.
Oh, shit. Once again. Anyway, hi, Jasmine. I'm probably going to do your episode next week. I've been writing down research and notes and re-listening to the podcast that bring up all the points that says that like there's a possibility he didn't do it.
I want to listen to that podcast.
It's so good.
It's the Crime Junkie one because I've downloaded 2 episodes from her.
Crime Junkie is really good, but it's produced like a crime show, and so like at work I can't listen to it.
Right.
It gives me anxiety.
Did you hear
it's a great show.
Did you hear they're bringing back, speaking of crime shows, they're bringing back Forensic Files?
Shut your fucking mouth. I just had an orgasm. Yeah. I'm so excited. I've seen every episode like 5 times.
That's how my parents are. They usually fall asleep to it because of his voice.
Oh, he has a great voice.
He does have a great voice. So no, I've downloaded both episodes. Okay. I've been meaning to listen. Do
you know who they're talking about in the episodes?
What do you mean?
Is it about...
It's the Lacey Peterson episodes.
Oh, it's so
There's
good.
2 episodes.
It's amazing. It's really good.
Let me go ahead and listen to those in preparation because I remember Lacey Peterson happening when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I remember like following it kind of. I was never invested as I was in John Bonet because she was a child and I was a child and I was like, oh my God, this can happen to me.
My mom and dad were oddly obsessed with Lacey Peterson. Like, I was looking for more books, and my dad was like, don't forget Lacey Peterson. I was like, oh, yeah, you guys did watch a lot of coverage on that. Mm-hmm. So Lacey Peterson was always... Like, John Bonet, definitely, because I was a kid, too. I remember that's the first time a kid was murdered and sensationalized that I remember.
Yeah, in my life.
I know it happened before. I'm just saying, for my memory. So I listened to an audiobook about Scott Peterson at, like, my dad's reminding me about... one of the things I loved watching when I was a kid. Uh-huh. So I had listened to that maybe last year. And then so that one is all about he did it. Here's why. Here's all the weird things that happened. So I remembered all of that. And then I listened to the Crime Junkie episode, remembering everything that I listened to on the audiobook. And I was like, oh, wait, they didn't say that. So there's one thing that's like, people made a big deal out of him dyeing his hair blonde. Uh-huh. Like he was trying to escape the country when he got arrested. But in Crime Junkie, they say, no, apparently he had been blonde for a while, even met with police while he was blonde. That wasn't an excuse for him leaving the country. Mm-hmm. That's how the prosecution presented it. So I can't wait for you to listen to it. It's so
I'm excited to hear
good.
About this.
It's a really, really good podcast.
It's like, what if he is innocent? Like, who actually killed him?
I'm on the fence.
And then, like, there's a man in prison right now.
Well, there was a... Oh, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to... Listen to it. It's so good. They kind of give an illusion as to who else could have caused it.
Oh.
So it's good, though. So, Jasmine, it's coming, boo, next episode. I promise.
Excited.
So excited.
Now, going forward with more political stuff, Trump has pretty much completely pulled out of Syria. And
I'm shaking my head for those of you that can't see.
Everybody's pissed off about this, not even just Democrats.
It's just not smart.
Because I do feel we shouldn't be intervening constantly. We're already there.
No, but
we can't just completely pull out.
Yeah.
Because completely pulling out allows for things to flood in and overtake the area. Mm-hmm. But also, Hillary Clinton clocked this like 3 years ago.
What do you mean?
There's a tweet that she tweeted.
Hillary. We love you, Hillary.
There's actually a meme tied to it as well. I'll send it to you to share.
Yeah.
But let me see if I can find it. Okay, so she tweeted back on September 14th of 2016, when faced with the prospective loss or the prospect of losing millions of dollars that flow into the Trump organization each year from that Istanbul property, what position would President Trump take on the important issues involving Turkish-American relations, including the country's role in the fight against ISIS? Because he pulled out completely and gave Turkey just to go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want. Mind you, the people who we've been working with, the Kurds, have been on the front lines of this thing. They've been the ones who have been taking the casualties over Americans, and we've been helping. They're not friends with Turkey, so Turkey's going in and attacking them. So there's blood on the president's hands because of this.
100%.
And Hillary's just like,
you know why?
Why?
He doesn't have a plan for that.
He doesn't. But then the actual meme part of that tweet is a memoir by Hillary Clinton called Fuck All Y'all, a memoir by the bitch who fucking warned you. And then on the spine it says, no, really, fuck you.
Oh, no, seriously. Can you please send that to me right now? I'm making notes of everything that we need to post on our social.
Of course.
Oh, my God. I need him out of office. Like, I feel like there's nothing else to be said, nothing else to be done. I feel like I had grains of positivity, like, you know what, maybe having no experience in politics, he might be okay. But it's not at all. There's no positive situation.
No, there's really not.
So, like, I'm sad and I'm depressed, and Roxy and I talked about it today, because I don't know how I called to talk about other things that's going on in the family, and we always get started on, like, white privilege and politics. It's just what we do.
And then the stupidest thing that he said in regards to it, is that, they didn't help us with World War II, the Kurds.
Oh, my God.
Like, are you fucking kidding me? That was, 75 years ago?
Did they even have the capabilities to help us at the time?
Exactly.
I can't.
Exactly. It's fucking stupid. And then he tweeted out something about his infinite wisdom, and I just had to stop reading right there.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Looking it up right now.
I am not. Christopher and I, it happened while Christopher and I were at work, and he sent me a link, and I'm like, what the fuck?
No. I'm about to look it up right now. I need to know.
Well, she's looking this up, Twitter related. I do disagree with something Chrissy Teigen recently posted. She said that she thinks Jim and Pam from The Office would be divorced by now or have an open marriage, and I disagree.
Oh, I kind of agree about the divorce.
I don't think so.
I agree.
Love wins, damn it. Love wins.
No, it doesn't. Hard work wins.
Well, yeah, and they'd work hard.
I guess so.
I think they would.
So there's a lot. I think maybe that tweet was taken down because there's a lot of, like, tweets against it, but I can't find the tweet itself. And Trump's infinite wisdom. This comes from Kim Franklin Magana on Twitter, and it says, #save the Kurds from Trump. In Trump's infinite wisdom, he has once again managed to allow 1,000 of innocent women, children, and men to be slaughtered before they can leave their homes, their land, and their cities to seek safety.
Okay, I found
Trump now.
I found the tweet.
Oh,
and
good.
I misquoted it.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's unmatched wisdom, not infinite wisdom.
Oh my God.
As I've stated strongly before, and just to reiterate, if Turkey does anything that I, in my great and unmatched wisdom, consider to be off limits, I will totally destroy and obliterate the economy of Turkey. I've done it before.
How?
They must.
Is there a magic red button that says obliterate economies?
I don't know. Maybe in his world.
There's a magic red button.
He has a lot of economic ties to there, and it's just coming to show he can fuck them up.
He should not be in power.
He shouldn't. Hillary warned us. She fucking told us.
She's so amazing. You want to talk about the books burning? Because I don't know anything about that.
Yes. So, bad news from Georgia.
Again, always from Georgia. It's even highlighted in Chelsea Handler's documentary. She always comes here.
Well, also, Netflix does a lot of their basing of shooting stuff in Georgia, so that's probably why she went there.
But she always talks about racism in Georgia.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a huge thing. That's why I hate living here.
Okay.
But anyway, Georgia Southern, which is a notorious party school.
My husband went there.
Congratulations. But it's a party school. I mean, there's nothing shame.
He had to leave and come home.
What? Did he party too hard?
He partied too hard.
No, really?
baby partied. He came here and he did great. He went to Columbus State University. He got a great education from one of the greatest, all the greatest biology teachers I could ever imagine.
Work.
But, Georgia Southern, he just,
burnt out.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But anyway, they had an author named Janine Kaupo Brothers. She's a Cuban-American author, or actually a Latino author. I'm not sure if she's Cuban, but she wrote a book called Make Your Home Among Strangers, which is about a Cuban-American girl who struggles to fit in at her predominantly white college. Mm-hmm. And so they invited her to speak at the school because it was required reading for a lot of the freshman class, or just people who took certain classes at the school.
That's great. I may read it.
And her lecture focused greatly on white privilege. Mm-hmm. And of course, the 63% white population of the school felt attacked.
Of course.
Very attacked. And so they burned her books on campus. And they went and they were gathering outside of the hotel that she was staying at. As an intimidation tactic. Classic KKK intimidation tactic.
Guys, I just want to let you know that when you do things like this, you're proving her point.
Exactly. You're exactly proving her fucking point.
She has every right to discuss what it's like to be Hispanic in a predominantly white culture. If you're offended, it's not funny. It's because it hit a nerve, and you're proving her point. This poor woman probably wrote a beautiful piece of literature. I'm committing now to read it. Uh-huh. And you guys... All right. Hey, did it work, guys? Did you intimidate her? Is she no longer Hispanic? Does she now love white people? What was the point of your protest? There's always a point to protest. You protest women's rights because they're being taken away. You protest, the children being kept in internment camps because that's not basic human rights. But you shouldn't protest someone who's speaking their truth. You need to calm down.
Well, they said, they interviewed some students, she should have talked about her book, not about white privilege. The book is about fucking white privilege.
Way to go, guys.
Did you not read it? Did you not read the book? Because obviously somebody's failing English right now if you didn't read the fucking book.
I'm super proud to be from Georgia right now.
But even the school said they didn't agree. It's within their First Amendment rights to do what they did.
You're absolutely right.
But they don't. It's not representative of the school.
That's right.
Sure, Jan.
I agree with them.
It's their right, but at the same time, they should be look, you're being a fucking idiot right now.
No, but you can't take away that right. It's in the Constitution. I get it.
It's
sure, Jan.
Foolish. It's foolish.
Yeah, the school can't. I don't know. Wow. All I can say is all you did was prove her point. So thank you.
Yeah, I guess.
And maybe this will spike her book sales. More people will realize what white privilege is. Maybe we should do an episode on white privilege.
We could.
We should.
Gosh, that'd be tough, but we can try.
We'll try.
I think we should have a vision of where we want the episode to go and try and work towards that.
We'll figure it out.
We have a brainstorming session.
Maybe someone will internet burn our podcast. Anyway,
any publicity is good publicity. I'm joking.
Really quickly, guys, we did an update about the episode coming next week. We do have we are. For Jasmine specifically, and because of my own morbid curiosity, we are going to talk about Scott Peterson, but also Mario and I are in the works of figuring out a sister-in-law episode because Roxy will be here. Damaris has agreed to be on the podcast, so I'm going to be really happy about that.
I don't have a sister-in-law, so mine's not coming.
Mario is a sister-in-law. My sister-in-law likes Mario. Mario likes my other sister-in-law, and you're going to fucking love Roxy. Roxy is a beast.
Okay, I hope so. I'm excited to meet her.
So you've met Damaris, which is my husband's sister. Mm-hmm. Roxy is my husband's brother's wife. And so if you could imagine...
She's one of our first supporters.
She's our OG supporter. So imagine Damaris, like that cool, calm, like confident personality with my obnoxiousness.
Oh, I'm going to be so intimidated.
Roxy. I've
heard such good things about her.
She's amazing.
She's such an intelligent woman and is so well versed on her. I'm going to be afraid, like, oh my God, what if I say something stupid?
No. She's so amazing. She will... For those of you who are white, I do apologize in advance. She will probably say white devil. She's really big into education, so we're thinking about doing an education episode, which Mario and I have talked about before.
Right.
But from probably like a leading expert, because Roxy is very well versed in her field and currently working on her PhD, and she's done seminars and conferences all around the world. She's very, very good. So that, I think, is going to be a really, really good episode.
I'm excited. That's going to be in November, right?
That's going to be in November.
Is she coming for Thanksgiving or something?
No, she's in between conferences. She has a conference like in Boston, then she's coming here, and then she has another one, like, literally. She just presents her findings and her research all over the world.
That's
She's
amazing.
been in Europe and done it. So it's
going to be our most legit guest ever.
Oh, for
Sorry,
sure.
Kim and Brooke. Love you both.
They're legit because they're our friends.
I'm sure she won't be saying he was uggo. That's still my favorite thing ever from that episode.
Ridiculous.
That was Kim.
That was Kim.
Because she was talking about the presidential or the Democratic debate.
Well, listen.
It's like, why is he talking? He's uggo. And I was like, girl, stop.
Most women vote, like, we are attracted to who we vote for, so I get it. I think that's why John F. Kennedy got elected. Oh. But, so, that's a couple of episodes
Shots
coming
fired.
up. Yeah.
That's what killed him.
If you have requests, anything you want to hear us talk about, butcher, make fun of, please remember to email us at iamverypassionatepodcast@gmail.com. Find us on Instagram. Find us on Twitter. Find us on Facebook. We're there. We're here. Message us.
Yeah, she'll probably say no. I'm joking.
I've already turned down like 30 requests, okay?
We haven't gotten a single one, y'all. Actually, Jasmine's was the first.
Yeah, no, Roxy's was the first.
Oh, right.
She wants to talk about Michael B. Jordan.
She does, and also Rachel Dolezal. She was the one who initially said she wanted us to talk about that.
I feel like we should talk about Michael B. Jordan when she's here. Just like feed her facts.
I do think we need to have other conversations, so that could be like the first half of the conversation, and then we can talk about
facts
other
about
things.
why he's controversial and have her obnoxious reactions to all of them. I'm excited.
This will be a fun time.
I'm really excited.
My only concern is that with Damaris, she's very chill and I don't know, not soft-spoken. I feel like she's very laid back and let other people talk. Do you think she'll still be able to engage?
Yes, I spoke to Damaris about her son, her oldest, who's 22 in a couple of days, also has autism. Danny's...
Mind you, she doesn't look a day over, 26.
No,
it's not fucking fair.
It's stupid. I'll post... we have the same pose picture that we take every couple years together. So I'll post all of those together when they come down so you can see how hot my sister-in-laws are next to this potato.
Stop.
No,
don't call me a potato.
No, I'm not talking about you. We're going to put Mario in the middle.
No.
I talked to Damaris, and I told her that we were talking about education and autism, like special needs and things like that, and if she wanted to talk about her story with Darius, because back then autism wasn't diagnosed as often.
No, and also, I mean, just because it's only been 10, 15 years.
He's 22.
Yeah, so that wasn't that long ago. There've been a lot of leaps and bounds.
So there's a lot of changes now in education, and I asked Damaris if she felt comfortable talking about it. She's totally fine with it. So letting her tell her story, I'll tell... You guys already know my story, so I don't need to tell my story, but Roxy has a story too. Her daughter was diagnosed with ADHD, and now she has central auditory processing disorder, which is similar. It has the symptoms of ADHD, like the physical presentations, but it's not it. So she's going through that right now as well. So it'll be really interesting. And if you care about children or special needs or diagnoses, or if you're in education and curious to hear a parent side of thing, which you always should be, it'll be a really good episode. And then you'll hear me and my sister-in-law. It's like the way that we talk, because it's a mess when we get together. It's insane.
I'm excited.
I have memories of pouring wine over vanilla ice cream.
That sounds delicious.
And saying Vita Vita Vici all the time. And then we went on to ceviche, and then we called it the Vici, which is the vagina. So, but no vajangens this week.
We just wanted one, girl.
Well, it was brief. All right, Mario, we're done with icebreakers. You want to hop in it?
Sure, let's go ahead and... go on to our first...
guys. This episode, we're going to be talking about sleep paralysis and some of the weird things surrounded with sleep paralysis.
Yeah, and well, also, it's really more, not necessarily the weird things, just the cultural... perceptions of it, because it's something that's been around for literal, like eons. I don't know, like the earliest,
however long people have
hundreds
been in
of years.
REM sleep. Yeah, at least for Homo sapiens.
Exactly, and so people have interpreted it different ways. So culturally, there's a lot of different reactions or interpretations of it. So I'm really excited to share about that. And then we also might touch on the man or the dream surfer that people see. So
that's really cool too.
And then. Jessica.
I'm diving into Joran Van Der Sloot, and specifically him, and not Natalee Holloway or Stephanie Flores, but like him, because I have a lot of opinions about this man.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna briefly talk about the victims, but I want to talk about him for a very specific reason.
Sounds like a plan.
Yes, sir. Come on, Big Daddy, let's get going.
He has a really short nose.
Okay, so Mario and I have decided I'm going to talk about Joran Van Der Sloot first.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to, like I do with all my serial killers, I'm just going to give Mario information.
And then I react.
And then he reacts like, oh my God, that horror. Oh my God,
I would never say that about Natalee. Oh my God.
No, him. Not her.
Is he a whore?
He's a serial whore. Like,
is he?
Like he's a serial killer.
See, I'm not very well versed on this particular case.
Oh my God,
I've heard about it. Like, everybody always mentions Natalee Holloway. I've heard a terrible off-color Natalee Holloway joke.
And you know what? That's what's sad, is that it's not just Natalee Holloway. The only reason he's in jail is because of Stephanie Flores.
Really?
Yeah, he's never been convicted in the disappearance of Natalee Holloway.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to talk about it.
And I guess that just goes to show that whiteness will get you headlines.
Oh, that is one of the wonderful white privilege things we will be discussing today with Joran Van Der Sloot.
Oh, work. Okay.
Yes.
I didn't even mean that. I haven't read any of your information.
I'm so excited. Okay, great. So a lot of my information is coming from my memory because I read a book called Portrait of a Monster. Mm-hmm. It's by Lisa Pulitzer and Cole Thompson. It's a really, really good book. It jumps back and forth between Natalee Holloway disappearing and Stephanie Flores' investigation, which was his second victim. And then it goes back and forth between the two, investigating about Natalee, and then a little bit about his life. It's really, really good. It's a great way of showing the similarities between the cases.
Okay.
So it's a really great book. I'm going to link a picture of it hopefully on our website, and then also on our socials.
Are you going to link a picture of his face?
No, I'm going to link a picture of the book cover.
Okay, good.
I will put, I put a picture in there for you. Do you like it?
I mean, he has a short nose.
Well, he's from the Netherlands.
Okay. Do Netherlands people have short noses?
I don't know. That was just an over stereotype response.
I thought they just had strong brows, That's like
he's got strong brows. We're going to post a picture of him, too, because maybe you want to judge his nose.
I just always notice whenever somebody... I went to art school. We learned, proportions of the face and everything and the body, whatever. But, whenever somebody's nose is shorter than it should be, it always just stands out to me.
So I have a friend that believes strongly that the size of the penis is not related to the hands or feet, but to the nose.
Oh. Well,
she strongly believes that the bigger the nose, the bigger the dick.
I don't know.
I don't know either, but I'm just saying that she...
Good for her.
Yeah, that's her belief. That's what she fucks, his noses.
Oh my gosh. Face writer.
All right. So like I said, all right. So I don't want to just focus on...
Natalee.
No, I don't want to just focus on him because what he did was terrible and the victims deserve more of the notoriety than him. Mm-hmm. But there's a reason why I'm obsessed with Joran Van Der Sloot, and I will discuss it.
Part of it is his last name.
Oh, it's a terrible last name. I also believe strongly that Joran Van Der Sloot would have been like a serial killer that never would have been caught.
Oh.
If he had never had the hubris that he did. So that's why I'm fascinated by him, because I see the potentials of a really terrible person. Oh. And that's what all my notes are going to back up. Well, that, I'm glad he's in prison. I'm glad it has inhumane conditions.
Uh-huh.
I'm glad that Natalee's parents...
Wait, he's in prison in inhumane conditions?
It's terrible conditions. I have notes about that, too, so I can't wait to tell you. Because it makes me really... It warms my heart. I feel like Santa when I read
suffering.
It. He's suffering really bad. Natalee's parents never gave up. Stephanie's parents never gave up. So he murdered Natalee Holloway.
Natalee's
allegedly.
Mom marry John Benny's dad?
Yes, those are the only mistakes she made in her life.
Stop.
He has been accused of something to do with Natalee Holloway's disappearance. Obviously, we don't know what happened, but he has been convicted and murdered in cruel and disgusting intentions of murdering Stephanie Flores. And neither one of their parents gave up. Like, they made sure that their daughters, like, avenged their daughters. So that's why I want to talk about him. So, Joran Van Der Sloot was Netherlands born. His mother's name was Anita Van Der Sloot Hugen. She was an art teacher. And his father was Paulus Van Der Sloot, and he was a lawyer. Now, I tried to do a little bit of research because my theory, of course, is that he would have been like an international serial killer. So I tried to find out if he was abused growing up. I also tried
on his head.
So I couldn't find anything to that effect. I did look. I looked at interviews with his mom. His mom did say that she believed something was wrong with her son. Like, she tried to have him committed a couple times. His dad did too. His dad is now dead. He died of a heart attack. He had to recuse himself from his law practice. And we'll get into that because that's Joran's fault. So, I couldn't find any evidence that he was abused or had a head injury or anything like that. I just think he may be like a genuine psychopath. Not a sociopath. I think he could be an actual psychopath.
Where is he from?
The Netherlands. He was actually born in Netherlands, but his family migrated to Aruba, where there's a huge Dutch community.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, me either. I learned from Joran. So when they moved to Aruba, he was an honor student. He played sports. He excelled in tennis and soccer and actually wanted to play tennis
professionally?
At St. Leo University near Tampa.
He looks like he plays tennis.
Yeah, he does. And a little bit of soccer.
Totally. Absolutely.
Yeah. He
Absolutely,
looks like a white athlete.
Totally. Like, picture, like, your quintessential scrawny white dude.
Yep.
Who plays sports and thinks he's the shit and starts Not My President Facebook groups. He looks like somebody who did that at my school.
Absolutely. That's so funny because it's really spot on. Did you look at the picture of the book? Doesn't he look creepy as shit? That's the actual picture.
Oh, my God.
Doesn't he look creepy as shit?
Yeah. And his ears? I don't know.
He has big ears.
He's uggo, in the words of Kim.
He's totally uggo. I would not vote for him. Why is he talking? That's so going to be our thing now.
Oh, my God.
So his mom stated that he would always lie, like he was just a habitual liar, and he snuck out of his house a lot to gambling casinos, which is really important for the Stephanie Flores' case. Okay? So I'm going to talk about Natalee Holloway, and my notes are really funny.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to read my headlines.
She died. Oh, that's terrible.
No.
We're cutting that from the fucking episode.
Listen, that was not me. That was all him.
We're cutting that. Okay, and go.
Mario made a totally inappropriate joke that we are cutting from the episode, so that's why you hear him laughing. Natalee Holloway is my first bullet point.
All right.
So, Van Der Sloot was known for hanging out with I think it's Kaupo Brothers, Kalpoe, Deepaka and Satish. They were 21 and 18 when this happened.
Oh, I thought that was a typo. Sorry.
Yep, go ahead and add that A.
Yeah, it's driving me mad.
I see him. We use Google Docs for our docket, so we can both be on it at the same time. And I see Mario making corrections to my grammar. I don't give a shit. My speaking is fine.
Don't forget your ums.
I'm trying so hard not to do it. Like in the
You've
back
been
of my
doing
head.
great so far.
Thanks, sweetie.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
That's my favorite.
That's my favorite. Like, honestly, I don't give a fuck.
saying that to people.
There's 2 Kardashian memes I use. That one.
I love the Kardashians.
And Don't Be Fucking Rude, where she's like hitting her with her purse.
Oh, that's a great one.
Oh, actually, also like.
I love the Kardashians.
Your sister's going to prison. Or what
that's
is it?
Another
That's
one.
a really
Stop taking selfies. Your sister's going to prison. They make me feel so good about myself. Although I have a shit ton of respect for Kim now. I am not going to lie. She's grown and changed a lot. And she doesn't deserve to be judged by her.
Did you hear Kanye is doing religious music now?
Yeah. It's been going on for almost a year.
No, like, he's only doing no more secular music. Like, he's never making another secular album.
Yes, he's trying to start his own church. It's been going on for a year.
It's a cult.
I think it is because they bought a house in, like, Montana.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
it's a compound. It's a compound.
It is like a lot of people are saying that.
They're doing eugenics.
You know what? We'll talk about Kanye next episode. Put it on the docket. We have a lot to talk about for Kanye.
I don't know if I have the patience.
Let me talk about my favorite undiscovered serial killer.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Okay, so they were all arrested on June 9th, 2005 for the disappearance of Natalee Holloway. She disappeared on May 30th of 2005. She was only 18. She was on a senior class trip to Aruba, and I felt a little judgmental about that, but when I read the book, if you read the book, A Portrait of a Monster, there was actually a shit ton of chaperones. Like, they had a ton of chaperones. I think it was a small group of like 25. They had maybe 11 adult chaperones.
Oh, wow.
So I didn't put this in my docket notes, but from reading the book, what happened was on the last night that they were there, they all went to a local, like, club, like, tiki bar kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And the group always stayed together. They never really separated. For whatever reason, on this night, Natalee decided to leave in a car with Joran and his two friends, Deepak and Satish. But she was last seen hanging out of the car going, "Ooh, Aruba," and driving off with them.
Wow.
So she made the decision not to go back with her friends. It probably wasn't a good decision, but we are not victim shaming here. We're just reminding people to stay safe. And even if you're very trusting, try not to be too trusting. Always take a friend with you. Yeah. Things like that. Like, you're down to have a fling or whatever her intentions were to do.
You're 18.
Absolutely.
You're done high school.
Absolutely. You girl. It's not your fault if he took advantage of you and did something to you. But I'm just saying, if we're going to make decisions like that, make them safely. Take a friend with you. Have pepper spray on you, etc. You can't overpower 3 men.
Just do it in the bathroom, girl.
Absolutely. Agreed. I try to get Mario to have a thing in the bathroom.
That's not me.
He would not do it.
That's not me.
I'm not victim shaming. This is a cautionary tale. This is why I read these things. It helps me make better decisions. So they were released. Well, the brothers were released on July 4th, and then they were rearrested on the 26th on suspicion of rape and murder. So on the 26th, they thought that she had been raped and murdered. I'm going to get into why.
Did they ever find her body?
No.
Oh.
Mm-mm. He was, Jordan,
but they know she's dead.
She was declared dead, I think, 3 years after her disappearance. I don't think she's dead.
Well, do you think she's sold in, like, sex trafficking?
Yes. And I have evidence to back up my claim.
Oh my God.
I have evidence, okay? There's a lot of fucked up. I can't wait to tell you. You're going to be so excited. So, while the brothers were being let go and rearrested, Joran stayed in prison the entire time. I also want to point it out this time that his dad was a lawyer, a well-respected lawyer in the community.
Oh.
When he finally was released, because there just wasn't enough evidence, Dutch laws are a little bit different, but they can hold you kind of as long as they want for questioning. Like, you can just do questioning, go back to jail for the night, questioning, back to jail. So eventually he had to be let go. There was no evidence. Remember, they didn't have a body, didn't have a murder weapon. She just disappeared, and her parents showed up in Aruba to do a search party. That's what happened.
Wow.
Right. So he goes to university in Netherlands, but he was not allowed to travel internationally outside of Dutch territory. So he could go back and forth between Aruba and the Netherlands, but interfered with other countries he wanted to go to while he was in university.
Is Aruba, like, a Dutch territory?
There is a Dutch yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
But there's a strong Dutch community there, too.
Okay.
So it could have just been that jurisdiction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fuzzy about that, but I know there's a huge Dutch jurisdiction in Aruba. He complained about not being able to travel with his friends while he was at university. His dad put pressure on the judge. Exactly.
I'm playing a little violin right now.
Thank you for telling them that. His dad complained, and they had the international travel
ban
taken off. Like, he could now travel internationally. So at this time, his parents both believed he was innocent, was in the wrong place at the wrong time. This does change over time. His parents do eventually think that he had something to do with Natalee Holloway.
Oh, wow.
And I'll tell you why. Like, he fucked over his dad. So, yeah, really bad. He's just a whore. He's an attention whore. That's what it comes down to. Basically, his dad put pressure on the judge to say, you have no evidence. I understand they're still investigating. There's still a trial. You let my son go. Mm-hmm. Like, I'll keep tabs on him. Remove it. He's going to university to study. So they did. The judge said that the Holloways interfered way too much with the investigation. They interfered with collecting of evidence, that they used the media to point fingers at the Van Der Sloots. They had no real evidence. The only reason they were investigating the Van Der Sloots was because
she went in the car with him.
Right. And because their parents were like, right, exactly. So they lifted it.
Damn.
Yeah. Then his dad gets arrested.
What?
In 2005, I'll get there, because I have great bullet points for you. His dad was arrested in 2005 in connection to Holloway's disappearance. The reason this happened was because the two brothers, Sikadi and Kadakash, I know that's not their name, I don't remember, I don't want to look it up, told them that Paulus gave them the advice that said, if there's no body, there's no crime. So the police and I'm sure his dad was just thinking like a lawyer.
Yeah, that's totally lawyer speak.
I mean, I'm a special education background person. My first thought in anything having to do with school is like, dial it back to what I know the best. Mm-hmm. So it was just lawyery advice. And so when they told it to the police were like, great, now we have to involve him. So he was arrested too.
For saying that he got arrested?
Yeah, because it made him look suspicious to the police. And there was a lot of pressure on them because tourism now being affected. The Holloways are there constantly. Mm-hmm. This thing was botched from the beginning. His dad told the Holloways that he had... And so the other thing that happened is Paulus also told the Holloways he had no control over Joran and had sent him to a psychiatric hospital several times.
Who said this?
His dad. Paulus is his dad.
Okay.
So my next... subtitle, The Lies, with multiple eyes.
Oh.
So here's all the lies that Joran said. He stated to A Current Affair, which is an American TV show, that he nor the brothers had sex with Natalee, but they did agree to lie to police because they initially told the police that they dropped her off at the hotel and then they went home. Uh-huh. He said what actually happened was they went to the beach, they got into a fight, and then she asked him to leave her alone, so he left her alone on the beach. He doesn't know what happened after that.
Wow.
So this is all about his lies. Natalee's parents served a lawsuit alleging personal injury after that, but it was dismissed. International laws and all that. So there was a Dutch reporter, Cisna Vitrovic, I don't know, wrote a book called The Case of Natalee Holloway. In the introduction, he said, I see this book as the opportunity to be open and honest about everything that happened. I haven't read the book. I don't give a shit. Van Der Sloot did say that he lied and he apologized for all of his actions and found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time, making a wrong decision. He ended it with, I hope every day that Natalee will be found. Sure you do. Whatever. Wow. I bet you don't now. On November 21st, he was then rearrested on voluntary manslaughter. The police would not say why. They would not give anyone any information why, except to say that more information was divulged about the case and it had never been closed. It was an open investigation. This is almost a year later. What they did, though, which was really weird, was that they searched the Van Der Sloot's yard. Like, they went out there with shovels, they dug around the foundation, all this stuff, right? I think that what happened is he was running his mouth. He was a heavy drinker and a drug user. And he said, yeah, I actually killed her. And then someone, reported it back to the police. The police were like, okay, well, we have to go with his tip. That's what I think happened. He loves social media or attention. So here's my section called The Crazy Behavior. Are you ready?
Okay,
You're going to love this. On a Dutch late-night talk show, crime reporter Peter R. de Vries challenged him. Joran got so mad he threw a glass of red wine in his face on the talk show.
Whoa.
There was an undercover video made by one of his private investigators because it's a crime-type talk show. They got him high. He admitted to being present for Holloway's murder on this. And I wrote, I like Peter de Vries. I want to work for him. So the guy that went undercover for him, his name was Patrick Van Der M.
Is that legal?
It was in Netherlands. So
okay.
I don't know what's legal. Eventually, the evidence came here, and our courts deemed it inadmissible.
Because...
based on our laws.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's illegal there. Because he had the balls to put it out on, Netherlands national TV.
But the fact that they got him high... That
he
feels
just
like, isn't
befriended
that
him and they
coercion?
got smoked together. They just smoked together. It wasn't like, here, get high, tell me all about Natalee Holloway. It was like, hey, buddy, I got some pot. You want to smoke? And then through talking, he just stated that he was there for the murder.
But he didn't do it.
Right. Yeah, he was present is what he said. So he had another friend who agreed to take her body on the boat. Oh, she had a seizure. This is what he said. He said, oh, she had a seizure. And we couldn't revive her. And so I called my friend over to check on her, thinking maybe he could tell me if she was alive or not. And then when she wasn't found alive, he agreed to take on her body and dump her in the ocean. That's what he said. That's what he said. Mm-hmm. When it came out, he was like, oh, I was just lying. I thought that guy was a drug dealer and I was trying to impress him.
Oh.
He's so crazy. He's so crazy, you guys. So after that, Van Der Sloot checked into another psychiatric clinic. Then for whatever reason left early and moved to Thailand.
What?
Yes. So he went to a university in Thailand. He's an international dude. He goes all over the world in this.
He's the international man of mystery.
I'm glad that he kind of spiraled and went out of control because if he had been more intelligent or more savvy or more sneaky, because I think he liked to boast about all the things he did, I think he would have murdered a lot more women.
Well, then that's good. Hopefully he only has 2 victims.
He has more, but in a different way. So now we'll get into that.
Oh, shit.
When he went to Thailand, he went to a university there. I don't have the name of the university, but you guys, let's be honest, you don't give a shit. So, another undercover video was aired by that same crime investigative journalist. Where they caught Joran making investigations, or not investigations, what's the word?
Accusations?
Preparations for a Thai sex slave that he was involved in.
What?
Yes. So they have him on tape making preparations. This wasn't like somebody got high. This was like a person looking. He was making $13,000 off women, pretending to be a productions operation manager for a modeling agency. And he would send the Thai women to Europe, but they would essentially be sold into sex slavery. And out of that,
my God.
Yes. So Thailand press charges.
So he's in prison in Thailand, or
no? This is before he murdered Stephanie Torres.
Did his dad come to his?
This is when his dad started being like, you need to stay away from home.
Whoa! Oh my God! Please go! Please God! Please God!
It was terrible. It's crazy. This guy's crazy.
That's crazy. Holy fuck!
He went by the name Murphy Jenkins.
That sounds like an alias.
So Fox News, Mario's favorite show, or favorite channel, on the record, aired an interview with Joran where he said that he sold Holloway into sexual slavery. This is why I think she was sold into sexual slavery.
Whoa.
I think she was sold into sexual slavery because he had a history of doing that, and he did kind of admit it.
Yeah.
Anyway. And that his dad paid off, this is where it gets fucked up. He said that his dad paid off 2 police officers who learned that Holloway was taken to Venezuela. Van Der Sloot later retracted the statement, and this is as close that I believe to the truth. I don't think his dad knew anything about it, but I think he did sell her into sex slavery. I really, really do.
Oh my God.
So as a result, his dad ended up getting fired from his post. He was in line to be a judge. This is why he was arrested. All of this happened. And that's when his dad was like, my son is out of control. You cannot come back home. I don't want to see you anymore. I'm not giving you any more money. And then his dad, when he resigned, he was playing, he unofficially retired, I guess. He was playing tennis and had a heart attack and died.
Oh my God.
I know. It's so terrible. So on March 2015, Joran stated that when he was being filmed, that he never told the truth about Natalee Holloway. This is another undercover video.
What the fuck? I feel like he could just sense somebody has a wire on them. He could just sense it.
No, he loved the attention. He really genuinely did. I mean, he wrote a book. He had done several interviews. He extorted money from the Holloways. That led to I'll get to that. That led to an FBI sting. Yep. So he said in this other undercover filmed video that he never told the truth about Natalee Holloway, and he did kill Natalee Holloway.
Oh my God.
So my next one is called The Poor Holloways, because I feel so bad for them, because we're like, oh my God, he's crazy. But I'm a mom. If that happened to my daughter,
you'd be doing every fucking thing you could.
The last 2 years of my life, I don't have my daughter. I feel like I know who did it. I don't know the laws of the country where she disappeared. And the guy that I think did it is constantly on television.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about what happened in the Netherlands. He was constantly on the news here, too.
Yes.
In the book, he did Fox interviews.
And magazines.
He did everything. And they paid him money every single time. Yeah, he got money for all of it.
That's disgusting.
So I wrote The Poor Holloways and more crazy behavior. So Van Der Sloot contacted Beth Holloway's attorney. Beth Holloway's mom, that's the one that married John Benazad. Only mistake she ever made in her life.
What happened to were her parents divorced?
Yes, they were divorced before she disappeared, though. I think he was called Big Jim or Big something in the book. It's definitely Big something. It's Papa? Big Daddy, Big Papa, something like that. But he's like a Savannah kind of man. Okay. Yeah. Like that great Twiddling. Southern drawl. That's my favorite Southern drawl. So, Van Der Sloot contacted Beth Holloway's attorney with an offer to reveal where Natalee's body was and the circumstances of her death, with an advance for $25,000, but a total payout of $250,000. Kelly, the smart-ass bitch that she is, contacted the FBI, and they set up a sting operation. So he was basically caught accepting money by the FBI. He told them Natalee's body was buried near the foundation of his home in Aruba, but they knew that was a lie because the Aruban police had already
checked the yard.
Had already checked it, so they knew.
She was from Mountain Brook?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, that's
She's
close.
from Alabama.
That's really close.
Yeah, it's super close. And so Joran openly admitted at that time that he wanted to get back at the Holloways for ruining his life. Poor you. Poor little rich boy.
Poor entitled white rich boy.
I should preface this. I should have said this at first, but they had a shit ton of money. The Van Der Sloots had a lot of money.
Oh, okay.
His dad was very well respected.
No?
Not the Holloways. The Van Der Sloots had a shit ton of money. I think the Holloways did too, though.
I mean, they were constantly... Well, I don't know, unless they went into insane amounts of debt trying to find their daughter.
No, I want to say that Big Daddy, Big Jim, whatever, had money. Like, I think they had money. I think she went to an extremely private school.
She went to Mountain Brook High School.
Okay. I know that they had decent amounts of money, but the Van Der Sloots had money. Like, money. They were good. They were set. So now I'm going to talk about Stephanie Flores. Mm-hmm. Stephanie Flores was killed 5 years to the day after Natalee Holloway's disappearance. I don't remember the exact details of the murder, but I know it was really gruesome, very, very bloody. And I want to say she was in the room for 2 or 3 days with no one finding her.
Oh, my God.
And I think the only reason the maid found her was because she saw blood or something to that effect. But the maid essentially found her. She was found beaten to death in a hotel in Lima, Peru. The room was registered to Van Der Sloot. Okay, so that's the first thing. All right, first thing. There's video. He left the hotel without giving back the key. The police found video of him at a casino where Stephanie liked to go gamble. Her dad was also like an international racing tycoon or something. Like, he raced
cars.
So
he targeted wealthy girls? Or
I don't know that he targeted wealthy girls, but I think I think what happened was he hung out in places where the wealthy were. Like, he went to touristy bars. In the book, they talk about it. He would go to touristy bars all the time because that's where the money was at. And he would, like, befriend wealthy women and have, like, flings all the time. So I think he tended to go to places where he knew that there were going to be international people that had money. That's all. Right.
That's smart, but he's crazy.
And he also had a gambling problem. So I think in the book they allude to the fact that Stephanie had money, her dad had money, and they had to piece it together, but he probably was like borrowing money from her to pay back somebody at the casino is what it was. And so he robbed her and killed her for money, which is why I think he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Because he just did whatever he needed to do to make ends meet. Like, he's just surviving in any way, shape, or form. It was terrible.
God damn.
So, the police also did find the date rape drug in her car. Her car was parked a few blocks away from the hotel.
Was it in her system or just in her car?
They found it in her car. I don't know if they ever found it in her system.
Okay.
I don't know if that was checked, but her dad found it and was, like, sure that that's what happened because it was more than one pill. So it wasn't just, like, one that was dropped. It was, like, multiple pills that have been scattered. Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
And his dad, like, her dad did not give up. He was at the police station all the time. The entire family was devastated. She came from a really big family. This stuff is coming from my memory, from the book. It's such a good book, Mario. You'd like it. It's really, really good. So the police ended up naming him as the only suspect in the homicide. They believe that he was trying to get back to Aruba, but like traveling through Central and South American countries because this happened in Peru. So they put in, I didn't know this could happen, an international arrest warrant.
Oh, through Interpol, right?
Yes. Yeah, I was shocked when I read it in the book. It was so exciting to know that you could do that.
Yeah, no, Interpol's legit.
Let's do it for Trump,
Have you listened to season 2 of Serial?
Yes. Did they talk about it in there?
Yeah, that's what she wanted to
years ago, though.
She wanted to do the woman who was like a mother figure to him.
Yeah.
To Bo Bergdahl. She went to Interpol to try to do a missing persons report.
I do remember that. But I read this book.
That's how I learned about Interpol.
Okay. Well, I read this book like 4 years ago on the beach. Like most people like to read.
As we do.
Yeah. Like most people want to read like happy fun books. I was like, this is such a good book. And my whole family was like, why is she reading about
We're going to the beach. I have to read Natalee Holloway book.
Yes. But it's a good book. It's really well written. He did text his ex-girlfriend, Joran, to buy him a ticket back to Aruba. She did not, and she reported it to the police. Yes. So, the arrest. This is my favorite part of the whole book because it, like, climaxes up to this point, and it's actually really funny. So, on June 3rd, the day before my birthday, I swear all of these cases happened near my birthday. Scott Peterson, I believe, did, and so did Crazy Girl from the Mormons. The one that yes, we talked about her.
The lesbian?
No, the one that killed her boyfriend. He was a Mormon and in Vegas.
Are you talking about
the blonde hair? But then she wore like the glasses and the bangs, and they're screaming her name right now. Like I can hear them.
Oh my god, is this the one that they did the Lifetime movie on?
Yes.
That they were talking about on My Favorite Murder.
Yes.
Oh god. And then Jodi Arias.
Jodi Arias. I swear that happened on June 4th too. There's something about my birthday, you guys. I'm gonna look up crimes on my birthday. I'm gonna go see like June 4th what crimes occurred because I bet there's a shit ton.
I'm sure there's like a calendar or something that tells you.
I'm excited to find
or
that
a
website.
webpage.
Yes. Okay, so let's get back to the arrest.
Crimes on your birthday.
I'm telling you, I swear that...
If it's not done, we trademark it. It's ours.
Mario's such a good friend.
Trademark I Am Very Passionate Podcast 2019.
I'm very passionate about crimes on your birthday. That's what it's called. Trademark. Okay. I'm going to look up yours and mine.
Okay, please.
Okay. So on June 3rd, Van Der Sloot was arrested in Chile. He had no laptop. He like dumped all of his stuff, right? So he was in the back of a taxi car. He paid a taxi, or maybe it was just like a driver. I think he got like a random person in a van to take him across the border. But the police got wind of it. I don't remember how. I'll try to like footnote it for the website. But he had no laptop. He dumped his laptop. He had foreign currency. He had a business... like what is it called? A business card case, like the little... Oh, yeah. He had ocean currents around Lima. And so this is something else that I didn't mention, but he actually was really into sailing. Right. And he was a really good boat person. So some people believe that he was going to try and get on a boat and sail away. Live on a private island. That's what they thought. He had bloody clothes, and there was no SIM card in his phone, so he couldn't be tracked.
Oh.
So he clearly was doing everything he could to get across the border, get in the ocean, and go. Okay. He told the police that an unidentified armed robbers were hiding in his hotel room and killed Stephanie when she wouldn't stop screaming, but somehow left him alive. I'm just saying,
with foreign currency.
With foreign currency. Somehow they gave him money. Hush money, I guess. Here, be quiet. We killed your girlfriend.
The fuck?
He stated in the car ride back, this came from the book, he stated in the car ride back to when the police arrested him, he was acting like weird and crazy a little bit. When they put him in the back of the police car to drive him back to the station, he was like, I was on my way to turn myself in. Like, I knew that you guys I needed to be investigated, and I don't want to put up a fight with the police. But he was clearly trying to leave the country, and he had evaded police for weeks at this point. So, I mean, something's not
totally
right. Woo-hoo. So, he was eventually charged with murder and robbery, but it was acted with ferocity and great cruelty. That's how badly she was beaten. Like, she was beaten to death. He was only charged 28 years.
What?
For her murder. Remember, Natalee Holloway is not a part of this. He
still killed somebody.
Yeah, 28 years.
Why 28 years?
He's up to get out in 2038.
Phil.
Isn't that 11 years from now? Did I do
Hopefully
that math
he'll
right?
die in prison.
Did I do that math right?
Maybe. I don't know, when was he
38,
sentenced?
28. Oh, no, it's 8 years. This is 2020. We're coming up on 2020. So.
But when was he sentenced?
17 years. No, I have it in here. He's up for 2038 is when he's up to get out.
Shit.
Yeah. Guess what, guys? He's married.
What?
And he has a kid. And he's constantly being beaten and stabbed in prison.
Good.
So he's in the Jalapalca, I think is how you say it, prison in the mountains of South Peru. So there's really, really bad conditions, guys. I'm just going to tell you 5 of them because it brings my heart warmth to hear this. So nosebleeds, buzzing in the ears are common because of the high altitude, but it also causes fatigue, difficulty in movement, nausea, rapid pulse, and insomnia. It's cold all the time, so the average high is 64 degrees and the average low is -40.
Good fuck. This is Fahrenheit.
It's
Good
Fahrenheit,
fuck.
yes. There's often no water or electricity, so it means some nights they go without heat. It has been investigated several times for cruelty for human rights. Like, since it opened, I believe it said 2007.
Jesus.
So it has been investigated like 4 or 5 times. In November of 2014, Joran was stabbed 5 times. I guess a reporter contacted and talked to a random prisoner, but the Jalapalca inmate said, for $50, someone will cut your throat. If this family of this young lady wanted to pay a prisoner there $50 or $100, they'd be standing in line to cut his throat. I said, sounds like a plan to me. I'm going to call the Holloways.
Stop.
Myself.
You don't want to be an accessory girl.
So with all this craziness that I told you, everything from like Natalee's disappearance to Stephanie's, I genuinely think that I 75% believe that Natalee was sold into sex slavery, especially because he did it so soon after. Like, he was caught making preparations in Thailand. And I think at the point he met Stephanie, he had, like, no money. His parents weren't talking to him. He was not welcome in Aruba. He couldn't get into university. He couldn't play sports. I think at that point...
He had nothing to lose?
He had nothing to lose at that point. I think he was already off, but at that point he had nothing to lose.
And that's when he snapped?
I think that's when he snapped. And I think he could have been, like, a real monster. Jeez. It sucks that one woman was murdered, one allegedly disappeared because of that. Part of me hopes that Natalee was not sold into sex slavery, even though she'd be alive. Those tales are...
horrific.
Terrible and horrific.
And sometimes they get killed anyway in the process.
Right. So I would much rather think that she's at peace somewhere and that her family does have some semblance now. But I think Joran Van Der Sloot could have been, like, a real problem for the world. And the fact that he was selling women into sex slavery. Like, that's not a myth. Disgusting. That actually happened.
That's fucking disgusting.
It's terrible. I hope you guys like my story about Joran Van Der Sloot. I am genuinely obsessed with him.
I never knew any of this about him. Like, I just knew this is the guy who supposedly killed Natalee Holloway. I didn't know he had a whole... Like, because I could see this being made into a fucking movie. It's so wild.
It did. It's 2 Lifetime movies.
Oh, Lifetime.
Oh, but no, hold on. It's the highest rated show or movie ever to premiere on Lifetime.
Wow.
And then there's also a second one, which is like Justice for Natalee. But it's still the highest watched one ever. And that includes the 3 girls that were held captive for 10 years. That's another one I want to talk about.
Good fuck.
Yeah. Oh, have you not heard of this?
No, what?
Oh, it's so fucked. I could barely watch the movie. It's so fucked. We'll talk. Put it on the docket, guys. I got another crime scene for him. It's really fucked up.
Damn.
But I'm genuinely obsessed because you know how they talk about, like, serial killers don't just start killing people. Like, it starts with petty crimes and rapes and things about control and power, right? And then eventually they get to a point where they're just, like, insatiable, that all they want to do is, like, murder and commit big crimes. I feel like that would have happened with Joran. And the fact that he threw his dad under the bus.
Yeah.
For a TV interview. Like, just to brag. He was like, yeah, my dad knew all about it. He paid off the Arubian police. And his dad had nothing to do with it. His dad genuinely, like in the book, his dad really did go to bat for him. The police showed up at his house and his dad was like, no, you're not doing this without an arrest warrant. But I would have done the same for my son.
Yeah, I mean, you
protect your children and he knows his rights and that's what you do. And he genuinely went to bat for his son and his son just threw him under the bus multiple times, guys. He had multiples, like John and Kate plus 8. Multiples. So... I'm obsessed. And I highly, highly recommend. It makes a great audiobook, but it also makes a really easy read. It's just well written. And again, it's called Portrait of a Monster. It's by Lisa Pulitzer and Cole Thompson. It's got a really creepy picture of Joran on the front. I think I paid like $4.99 on Kindle. And then I think I got it for free on Scribd because I have a monthly subscription with them.
Oh.
So it's just a really, really... It's a great book if you like to read about stuff like that. In fact, I may listen to it again.
Do it?
Yeah, I really might.
Book report.
It's so good. All right, you want to talk about your creepy stuff now?
Absolutely. I know it's kind of fitting that we kind of did some creepier topics for October.
Did you notice it always works out like that?
It does.
Like we had our nautical themed one and we didn't even really plan it.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. That's very true.
Mario and I are just so in sync, you guys. Except for the fact he still hasn't watched Hotel Transylvania 3.
I haven't seen the first 2.
You don't need to.
I don't understand the context of the characters and their motivations.
Well, then watch 1 and then 3. 2, you can just... I'm not talking about this anymore with you. I'm going to tie him down and make him watch it.
What's the name of the casino?
Shut up. The name of your casino.
We'll be right back. So, my topic for the week is sleep paralysis. So, as I've talked about in the past, I'm very much like a lucid dreamer. I interpret my dreams, but I also, it's just like other weird things like palmistry and stuff. And so, sleep paralysis.
Use my palms.
Girl, I haven't used a palm. I haven't read a palm in.
Well, practice, boo, because you're doing it.
I need to get a new book. I like my books.
I'll buy you a book. What other excuse you got? You need a new prescription? I'll pay your copay.
So, I've always been into, like, weird, like, things like that. And one of the big things, since the first time I had it happen to me, was sleep paralysis that I've been intrigued by. Because the first time it happened... well, let me back it up for a second. If you don't know what sleep paralysis is, it's where you wake up and you can't move, but it feels like something is on your chest choking you.
And the scientific explanation for that is that your body has awoken before your brain.
Yes. So it's a dissociative state in which an individual, upon going to sleep or waking up, is unable to move. It's typically accompanied by frightening and often fantastic hallucinations and delusions, which is why there are so many cultural explanations for the phenomenon. Because it's been happening for as long as humans can
Homo
remember.
sapiens, yep.
Because sometimes if you get woken up, especially during REM sleep has a lot to do with it. Because when you're in REM sleep, that's when, and that's rapid eye movement sleep, that's when you're dreaming, but that's also when your body's recovering. So your body doesn't move. Like, you don't have control over your body in that regard.
It's the sleep mode.
Exactly.
Like on your phone. So the only experience I really have with sleep paralysis... My mom was having sleep paralysis. I didn't know. She didn't know. She believed that the devil was choking her. Yes. She believed that the devil was on her back and choking her, or on her chest and choking her. She said she would wake up in the middle of the night, and even though she turned on the lights in the hallway and turned on, her bathroom light, it would always be pitch black. And she couldn't see anything, but she could see that outline shape of one long hair is what she said she would saw. So I just imagined it was like a back into a tail. But she said the only way that it would stop choking was her. The only way it would stop choking her is that she would say in the name of Jesus Christ, like, I renounce you, because she believed it was the devil. And as a child, an impressionable young child, being taught Catholicism is the only way to live in this world. You shouldn't do that to your children. I believed her.
Right. I would too. My mom had told me, so I'm believing my mom, because my mom's not going to lie to me.
Exactly. And I would hear her, like, scream this out in the middle of the night. It happened so much over the course of a year.
Oh, my God.
As I got old, it happened all the fucking time. It was terrible.
And it's a really simple solution to not do it anymore.
My mom had a priest come and douse the house in holy water.
Girl.
I believed her. I genuinely believed her.
I'm just thinking about your Troche Moche little blessing of the house.
It made her feel better. I guess, do what you gotta do.
Her house?
It was a house here.
That was at her house or at a friend's house? Where, like, they forgot the holy water and so he had to make it? And he had a blessing.
That was my mother-in-law's brother. Don't make fun of them.
That's all I
They're so unassuming Catholics. They're great. They're like barefoot and in the park. They're wonderful.
That's immediately.
But it was really hard.
I'd have to leave.
If you don't know that story,
please listen to your previous episode.
Really quickly, my mother-in-law invited her brother to the house to bless the house. He is a deacon. But he forgot his holy water and his branch, so he just broke off like a crepe myrtle branch and dipped it in water in a Tupperware and like flung water all around the house last Thanksgiving. I thought Daniel and I were going to burst into flames from the amount of laughter that we were trying to suppress. They were very sweet, well-meaning people, and my mother-in-law cried tears of joy. So
it's one of my favorite stories.
They are unassuming. They don't push their religion on it. It's fine. I can deal with them. Back to my mom. We had a priest come to house. I believed her. I genuinely thought it was happening. And it ended up happening to me one night. Just one night, though. I didn't renounce whatever it was. Right. But when I got older, I learned what sleep paralysis was. And I was like, oh, that's what happened to Mom.
That's what happened. But also, it's a very simple solution. Just don't sleep on your back.
Shut up.
That's really, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, don't sleep on your back.
Wait, what's the science behind that? Why is sleeping on your back?
Because it feels like something's pushing down on your chest.
Is that all that it is?
Yeah, just don't sleep on your back.
So can you, sleep paralysis, on your stomach?
It's not common, no.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's always people sleeping on their back that this happens to. So just don't sleep on your back.
I get it, your body.
Because it feels like something is on your chest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And pushing down. So if you're not on your chest, you don't have that pressure because your body's not pushing down on you.
Guys, if anyone listening, because we have maybe 12 listeners. No, I think it's 20.
I don't know. We love you all.
We love all of you. If you guys have experience or stories about sleep paralysis, send it in. I need to know now. Mm-hmm. I need to know. Is it a back sleeper thing?
I guess. That's when it happens.
I don't believe Mario. You guys tell me.
We're done. Have a nice week. See you next time.
Thanks for listening.
This is the last episode.
I'm coming back with a new host. Coco.
I own 51% of this company.
No, you did not. Coco Barbie will be here to help me toast next week. 51% my ass. This is 49.5 and 49.5, and Coco owns the other one.
But you own Coco. That's not fair.
Oh, you're right. Let's find it. I was going to say the vacuum, but that's mine too.
Yeah. Brooke. No, we'll give Brooke the 1%.
That's still not fair.
Why?
Because she's equally our friend.
Well, exactly. So she'll make the partial decision.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
She's an impartial judge because she likes us both.
I'm not good at math. Brooke, let us know. Do you accept the position?
I'm sure she will.
Jesus Christ.
Love you, sweetie.
Brooke, do you have sleep paralysis? Let me know.
I don't know. I don't think she could sleep on her back.
Because her boobs are huge. Yeah. She would die.
She might.
She would like...
Love you.
He slaps one out of the way. She just rolls over.
No, just Curtis, half asleep, pats her. Roll over, baby.
He just moves it off her chest and rolls her over.
I'm sorry,
I almost died!
Stop.
That's my best Brooke impression.
Her impressions are notoriously terrible.
They're really bad. I can't do a southern accent.
She can't for the life of her.
I try. I have southern words, and some of my words are twangy. I don't have a southern accent. Oh my God.
So with what your mother experienced is very common in terms of seeing a demon or thinking it's a demon or the devil. Well, it's cultural. Like, it's what you believe. So if you're strictly Catholic...
So you're saying that the state of sleep paralysis itself, because you said
your perception of it,
your perception
of it is based off of your culture.
It could be anything. It could be like a cheese taco.
Exactly, and so like that's why like I was so freaked out by this because I mentioned the story when we talked about our ghost stories.
Yeah,
about the time I woke up, and I couldn't move, and there was a man in like a hat and like a trench coat watching me in the corner of the room.
Yes, I remember. That's so freaking scared me.
And that specific imagery is experienced by people around the world.
The trench coat and the hat.
The trench coat and the he's called the Hat Man.
The Hat Man. Mario sent me a video. I'll link the video.
I was freaked out as fuck. Like I literally felt the chill go down my spine. Like, oh my God, I'm not alone. It's a real thing. And they sent and they have literally interviews of people from all over the world, different languages, translated, whatever, talking about this. And it's just, you can't move and he's there. And sometimes he's accompanied by people, sometimes he's not. But he just sits there and watches you. And some people can't see his face, some people can't. But...
So freaking weird, guys. I'll link the video for you to watch it. It's really creepy.
But at the end, there's like a psychologist talking about it. And what he says is that it's just people internalizing Freddy Krueger. And I don't know if that's true.
That's why you said that, yeah.
I don't know if that's true because I never saw Freddy Krueger's face or anything until I was a teenager.
Yeah.
And this happened when I was small because I was not allowed to see anything scary, anything over PG. I wasn't allowed to watch PG-13 at this time.
If you were in a Hispanic household, you know the struggle.
I was never allowed. So I've never seen, the first time I saw Freddy was Freddy versus Jason.
El Diablo. I actually really like that movie.
Oh, I
love that movie.
The only thing I remember about it is
I saw
Kelly Rowland calling him a faggot.
Yes,
and that she ad-libbed that.
Yes,
and I'm just like, Kelly, girl,
I'd watch that movie now. It's not scary. It's funny.
I don't remember it honestly. I just remember that scene.
I saw it opening weekend, and people were cheering
when that happened.
Yeah, like when not when that happened. When like Freddy won, but then like. Jason walked out of the water
with his head.
Yeah, they like were screaming. They were so excited. It was a good time.
It was a trashy movie. Like I enjoyed it.
I like trashy, scary.
See,
movies.
I liked Alien versus Predator better, but I
loved that. That was so good.
I love Aliens.
Well, I do too, but Predator's good too.
No, they just did. I wanted to go, but I was working. They did
Alien versus Predator.
The 40th anniversary of Alien. They were showing it at Carmine or at AMC.
Really?
Yes, in theater, and I would love to see it. So when Aliens has its 40th anniversary, I have to go. I'm calling out.
Okay.
Whatever the fuck ever. That is my all-time favorite science fiction movie.
Okay.
I love Aliens.
I'll go with you to see it. I think it's wonderful.
But anyway, back to sleep paralysis.
Predator is good.
So they say it's... The psychologist says, oh, well, it's people's manifestation of Freddy Krueger because Freddy Krueger is kind of based off sleep paralysis. Like, you can't move and he kills you. And so it feels like somebody's trying to kill you because they're sitting on your chest or whatever. So,
but then, like, let's just say that Freddy Krueger did come out of someone having sleep paralysis. Like, let's say that's why the writer wrote it. It still doesn't explain the Hat Man. That's just one person's interpretation of the Hat
Freddy
Man.
Krueger has a hat. And
No. But I'm saying, this is what I'm saying. You have sleep paralysis your whole life. You see this Hat Man. You go on to write the story of Freddy Krueger.
Right, and that inspires more people.
Right, but that still doesn't explain
how you saw the Hat Man.
The original Hat Man.
Very true.
I'm just trying to think terms of what the psychologist is saying. It's flawed. Sir, you've been disbarred.
But, I mean, it also could make sense, though. I mean, Freddy Krueger is an international icon. Everybody knows Freddy Krueger.
My mom didn't see Freddy Krueger. Mm-hmm. She saw what she believes was like a demon.
Right.
I don't think Freddy Krueger. I think I would see that this is what we'd have to do is read about sleep paralysis prior to Freddy Krueger, and like if anyone described what they were seeing and how they were seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, well,
because you didn't see it growing up.
I did not.
You were not exposed to commercials.
I was
previews, posters,
not horror or anything. I never saw a horror movie in theater until Saw 3.
Sure, okay, but what I'm saying is like, did you ever see a commercial for Freddy Krueger? Like, were you aware of who Freddy Krueger was?
It could have been subconsciously seen, but I don't feel like I've ever seen it.
I don't think Freddy Krueger was yours.
Freddy Krueger was also big in the 80s, and I was not alive then. Like,
no, I don't think it was for you. I'm saying like I'm trying to eliminate every possibility.
Well, no, exactly. There wouldn't be advertisements for it.
Yeah,
because it was big in the 80s, not in the 90s.
True, and you were born in the 90s.
I mean, there were Freddy movies that came out then, I'm sure, but
I don't think Freddy is yours.
But then also the thing that really freaked me out about it was that night my sister and my mom's friend's children were playing with a Ouija board.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh God, it's something. It's something. They summoned something.
Ooh, conspiracy.
All the way to the top.
All the way to the top. So what if, because I do believe in ghosts, what if sleep paralysis allows you to view things like in another dimension or like the ghost realm or whatever you call it? What if it allows you, that's like your third eye moment?
Maybe, I don't know, because did I tell you about my other sleep paralysis moment?
No.
This happened in my house that I live in.
Scared?
I don't know. There's this is my sister's old bedroom. I was sleeping in it because it has a better bed, and like something was up with my sciatic nerve, and like my bed's terrible. I need a new bed.
Okay.
But anyway, I was sleeping in there because of it, and I fell asleep on my back because my back was hurting. Mm-hmm. And I woke up, but like I don't know if this is sleep paralysis or astral projection. Like, I don't know if I really believe in astral projection, but, like, so, if you don't know what astral projection is, it's where your spirit leaves your body and you could see yourself.
That's never happened to me, but I believe in it.
So, it happened to me in this room. There's this mirror in my it's a, what is this, an armoire? This thing right here. It's like a dresser with a mirror.
It's
a dresser with a mirror on top. It has a name, I'm sure. A boudoir? I don't know what the fuck it is.
It's not a boudoir.
I don't know what the fuck it is, girl. Whatever the fuck the piece of furniture is called, there's one that was owned by, like, my great-great-grandmother. And the mirror, I'm convinced, is haunted. It's super creepy. I don't like looking into it. I feel like I'm being watched out of that mirror.
I haven't moved that mirror because of you.
Because you have to have 3 mirrors?
Because you have to have, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
I haven't moved it because of you. In a previous episode, Mario told me, who is it?
My hairdresser. He's Hawaiian.
He's Hawaiian.
And they believe that you can't have
just one mirror.
One mirror. You have to have multiple mirrors in a room because spirits and things can come through the mirror, but they can't go back out the same mirror.
Right.
So they'll get trapped.
So I have 2 now in my bedroom, and I have 2 in my bathroom.
She's got to make sure.
Listen, we were talking about the ghost that episode.
You know what? That fucking bed. That's what scared you.
But no, it wasn't this bed. Was it this bed?
It was that bed that broke.
God,
you killed it. It's a good riddance.
Good.
Fuck it.
I'm getting a beautiful wooden bed next. Very modern.
So in this room, I was sleeping and I had sleep paralysis. And this dresser is near the bed. Mm-hmm. And again, this dresser always freaks me out. I refuse to sleep with my back to it.
Why?
I feel like I'm going to get sucked into it.
Oh my God.
And in this sleep paralysis moment or whatever the fuck it was, astral projection, I was above my body getting like, and it was trying to suck me into it. Wow. And I like had to fight it, like will myself.
How old were you?
This was like last year.
Shut up.
Yeah.
I used to have dreams all the time that I was constantly being sucked into like the demon world.
Ooh.
Like all the time. I would get sucked in through the couch. I would get sucked in. And for me, and sleep paralysis, because I think it's happened like twice in my life. As a child, I also was not exposed to scary movies. The scariest thing I ever watched was Arachnophobia. And The Blob. And Arachnophobia is fucking terrible, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing that would have influenced the kind of negative dreams I was having. So, I don't know. I don't buy the Freddy Krueger theory.
I hope it's not. I mean, I hope it is kind of.
That sounds like you were dreaming and then had sleep paralysis. The particular astral projection thing.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Maybe.
You were probably trying to, like, get up and move and you couldn't.
I couldn't move, yes.
Yeah.
At all. So, it just really freaked me out.
No, God, that's terrifying.
I will also say, this is something I do whenever I'm dreaming, like, and I start lucid dreaming. I focus on my right fist and I clench it. Wow. And it'll stop you from waking up. But also, if you're having sleep paralysis, if you focus on your fist and try moving it and clenching your fist, that will wake you up.
Oh, that's easier. Right.
So instead of focusing on the rest of your body, I can't move. Focus on your fist. Okay. Clench your fist and try and clench your fist. That wakes up the rest of your body and your mind, and then you can move.
The more you know. But I also...
Mario's mystical moments.
Yeah. But with my mom, her finally getting the words out, because if you think about it, like when you're choking, you probably can't talk.
Yes.
So finally being able to take a deep breath and say the words, everything would disappear because you would no longer be in that sleep paralysis state.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. I can't believe I thought my mom was being attacked by demons.
Well, I mean, she still no believes exposure.
But she still believes it.
Maybe sharing this with her will help.
I've tried.
Oh.
Love you, Mom.
Now, I do just want to go over a couple of instances of cultures that have experienced this and try and come up with their own cultural explanation.
The more you know.
I found this really great article. I'll send you a link to it. It was like a scholarly source, I believe, because it had a bunch of cited things.
Oh, yeah, send it to me.
And it just has different, like, the history of sleep paralysis. It was really focusing on this Brazilian one that I'm going to lightly touch on because it didn't really interest me.
The people in Brazil just have such a great fucking, like, weird take on life.
Do they?
Yeah, they're so really spiritual but deep rooted in their cultural kind of spiritual. Like they have different odd beliefs about everything. I'm so into them.
See, I never really got into Brazilian culture like that.
Oh, it's so cool.
Other than Carnival, because it's beautiful.
Carnival? I want to go one year, but I'm terrified to go.
Same.
I'm scared, but I want to
go. Especially after everything I heard about the Brazilian Olympics and how dangerous it was.
I mean, Brazil in general is super dangerous.
See, I don't know if I want to go.
I want to. I do. I would have to find someone Brazilian that I trust to stay with and have them have it experience with them. Like, I couldn't just go as a tourist. I would need to have, someone with me from there that knows what they're looking for.
That'd be creepy, though. I don't know. I'm scared.
Like, if
I don't want to die.
Like, if Daniel had a friend from Brazil that he worked with, invite us back to Carnival. Let's go.
But, like, that's how people, like, get murdered. It's like, oh, we trust him. He's going to take us.
If he works at our job?
See, have you not seen Midsommar?
Okay, I had to be friends with him for at least 6 years.
Midsommar?
No.
It was like a friend from college.
After
She invited
Hostel,
them.
I wouldn't watch anything else like that.
And yet she saw it chapter 2. I could never see fucking Hostel. You watched all of Hostel?
I watched all of Hostel.
I stopped. I left. I was like, absolutely fucking not.
I closed my eyes.
I don't do torture porn. It's just torture porn.
I don't do torture, period, which is why the first scene was hard for me, and it too. Yeah, it was really bad. I was telling my nephew about it because he wanted to know. And I was like, if you can get through the first scene... Because he's a sensitive person. Like, if you can get through the first scene, it's okay. And I was like, it's just really violent. And he was like, oh, okay. He wants to see it, though. He can handle it. He's such a great kid. I have him all next weekend. I'm so excited. Aww. He's my little boo-boos. Okay, come on.
The first one I want to talk about is the Canadian Inuit people. They believed that a shaman was placing a spell on you that causes the paralysis and hallucinations.
Oh, that's so cool.
So they call it Ukuman Givnik. I'm totally sure I'm slaughtering that.
Sorry, guys.
But essentially, the goal of the shaman is to separate your soul from your body, and if he's successful, you die. And so,
oh my God, that's so weird and creepy.
Yes. So it's super creepy. So that's why they were really afraid of it.
So they think that there's like a shaman in your sleeping space trying to separate...
Not in your sleeping space, like from a distance. Like general? If you pissed him off, he's going to try and do this to you.
Oh my God, that's so like, oh my God, I would be on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Like,
I'd be like, hi, Mr. Shaman.
Bow at you, bow at you.
Absolutely. Do you need extra cheese today?
So with the Japanese folklore, they believe it's a vengeful spirit that tries to suffocate you. They're the enemies of the spirits while you sleep. They call them kanashibari, and the word translates to being totally bound as if strained by metal changed. But they believe somebody's summoning this. So, like, if you pissed somebody off, they'll summon a spirit to do this on their behalf to punish you.
God.
So a lot of people think, like, oh, somebody's out to fucking get me. I pissed somebody off. I've been talking shit about somebody they found out, and now they're trying to get back at me by killing me.
That's so fucking dark.
It is really dark, but also,
That's
like...
darker than the shaman cursing you.
That's
somebody you know summoning a whole spirit world to bring you down.
Well, and if you watch like anime and manga, kanashibari are very common in it, or read manga rather, not watch it. But it's a theme. It's a common theme.
Crazy though.
Like I'm pretty sure Gegege no Kitaro has something to do with it. I never watched it. I just learned the theme song for Japanese class. But it has a bunch of little creatures like that.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's not as crazy as believing it's a demon.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing.
There's actually a lot of instances in Asian cultures that have something like this. I only wrote down the Japanese and the Cambodian ones. Mm-hmm. In Cambodia, they call it Kamach Sangkat, which means the ghost that pushes you down. Mm-hmm. And they just believe that a supernatural being is putting their hands on your chest to try and stop you from breathing.
These are all so fucking dark.
Isn't it dark?
It's so dark.
But at the same time, if you think about it, your mother's perception, it's a demon.
No, it's totally the same thing.
But with these, with the Kamach Sangkat, they have 4 general appearances.
You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Tall black shadows lacking an outline. So that your mom's story made me think of that.
Yeah, that's
because it's like
right.
a hair. She said she saw a hair, so it's like barely an outline.
Yeah.
There's also a red-eyed, canine tooth being dressed in a cloak with a club, essentially.
Oh my god.
And then there's something called it said a simian-like demon. I'm not certain what a simian demon is. I forgot to look it up. I meant to. I was afraid to because I was really freaked out by this point.
It's fine. I have two mirrors in my room. I'll look it up.
She's fucking invincible now. Oh,
like that.
It looks like a cat.
That's probably more like what my mom saw.
Maybe.
I'll post this, guys.
Maybe you need to quote. That's somebody's DeviantArt. You need to cite it.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
But the other thing that appears is a grotesque creature embodied solely by the head of a woman with her bowels.
Okay, if I do it like this, I'll get that.
And that particular imagery is actually very common. I think it's in the Philippines or Thailand, where it's a demon woman, but her bowels are hanging out. It's super creepy. There's this doll artist that I watch called Hexjin, and he did a beautiful doll.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. That drawing is not really... I won't post that one. It looks like, for the most part, it's very ape-like.
Okay, with horns and a tail.
Yeah, This one's actually cool. I'll post this one.
Let me see.
The website. You want to see?
Yeah.
So all of them have, like, gorilla-like faces.
Okay.
I said ape, but I meant gorilla. So a lot of them are more similar to gorillas than anything else.
Interesting.
Very, what's it called? Primate-like.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll post some pictures of them, guys. We'll give shout-outs to artists. This one's gorgeous.
Now, in Nigeria, they have a female demon that does this. I couldn't find much detail about it, but it's just a female demon.
Just a female demon?
A lot of these, have been women. Well, half of them, the ones that I found, were women or depicted as female. In Mexico, they have, they call it Seme Subito el Muerto. I think that's it. Or what is that? I think I may have... You know what? It's not that.
Muerto?
No. It is muerto, but the word is fucked up. It's auto-corrected. Essentially, it means...
Fucking autocorrect.
Dead body climbed on top of me.
Oh, my God.
And you know, it kind of feels like you have dead weight on top of you.
It does.
So it's totally fitting.
Where are we looking at? Brazilian?
Well, we're about to go into the Brazilian.
No, what I'm looking to see what you wrote.
Oh, because it changed the word to submit for the Mexican one.
Mexican culture calls it seme... Oh, yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what it is
I tried to figure it out. Okay, sorry.
Lo siento. But anyway, Brazil. So it's called pisaderia, and it's a woman with long fingernails who lurks on roofs at night, searching for people asleep on their backs. And when she finds a victim... That's
so cool that they put that together.
Yeah, because it's on your back.
Yeah, okay.
Don't sleep on your fucking back.
Yeah, don't do it. Unless you're pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really have a choice.
And the left side is honestly better anyway, so just kind of rotate.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It helps with blood flow.
Because I know if you sleep on your right side and you have heartburn, it'll fuck you up.
Well, your blood flow pumps better if you sleep on your left side. So for the baby, it's a better choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
totally unrelated.
The more you know.
But when she finds a victim, she sits on their chest or stomach and tries to prevent them from getting away so she can kill them.
Oh, it's so fucking creepy.
But her name...
I'm going to find paintings and drawings of all of this.
Her name and the Portuguese word for nightmare have similar etymologies, which means heavy. So you feel this heaviness on your chest.
Pesadería, that makes sense. Pesado, yeah.
No, exactly. I wrote that down. Oh my gosh, right there. Hello. I forgot to read it.
Go ahead.
Because the Portuguese and Spanish are very similar.
Yeah, similar.
But that was actually the main basis of the scholarly article that I found. A lot of it was referencing back to that. It's very interesting. Like the earliest instance of recorded sleep paralysis that they know was with a woman thinking a demon was on her chest, and it was like in the 1600s.
Well, then that disproves the whole Freddy Krueger thing right there.
But the Freddy Krueger thing is specifically the Hat Man.
Oh, the Hat Man.
This one is just a demon on her chest.
Okay.
But she also heard things and felt things.
Mario put pictures on our docket, and I'm looking at a picture of what he's talking about. That fucking donkey in the corner is fucking me up.
It's a horse, but...
It's a horse?
It's a ghostly horse.
Oh, I can't wait to post this for you guys. It is fucked.
So there's a painting called The Nightmare, and it's by Henry Fuseli, and it depicts like an elf or like a demonic creature sitting on this woman's chest who looks like she's either dead or asleep and can't move. And this has been cited as one of the earliest portrayals of sleep paralysis in media. So in modern art, well, not modern art, but in art in general.
This painting is fucking
creepy. And they thought this artist, it is super fucking creepy, but I thought, oh my god, I have to put it. And I put it in here because I knew you were going to find it really creepy.
I kind of want it for my bedroom, like right there.
How I could not sleep with that fucker staring at me.
Oh my god, it's so dark and twisted. I love it.
No. It's
Look
super
at her.
creepy. So we are going to post this to our Instagram.
Absolutely,
so you can see.
We're posting this. Do you have the site you got it from? Or I guess I could just quote the artist.
Yeah, it's an actual piece of art that's in a museum.
So I mean, it's darkly beautiful, guys. It's really great. That horse, man. I don't like him,
weird.
Though. I don't like him.
So I honestly didn't notice him at first until I was reading the description of the painting. Yeah. I like to read the description of the painting so I don't miss any detail. And I was like, wait a minute, there's a horse there?
It's actually so smart of you. I don't know why I didn't think to do that.
But read the description?
Because I look at the painting and then I look at the description. And sometimes, like, I miss things. That makes sense, though.
Well, I mean, I took 8 art history classes in college, so it really helps.
The more you know. That's the name of this episode.
The more you know, I'm down.
The more you know.
But all in all, I just wanted to learn more about sleep paralysis. I was struggling to find a topic this week, and then we were looking at our brainstorming things, and that was one of the things we came up with.
Which we need to update soon.
We do. We should have another brainstorming session soon. But I was like, oh, let me look into that. And that's when, like, I freaked myself out with the top hat man, or the Hat Man. And then I was like, well, let me try to find something else other than the Hat Man. And that's where I found this source about
all the different sleep
about Pesadería and all the other cultural.
Wow.
But it's really cool.
It. No, it's so cool.
It's really cool that the different cultures have come up with different ways, but all of them, it's sleep on your back, or a lot of them it's on your back, but it's also somebody trying to kill you, or
I
what
love
have
this
you.
topic. This is a great fun. You're doing amazing, sweetie.
Thank you. Now, I didn't know if you wanted to go into this particular topic.
I do, because I find this to be weird. I've never dreamed this man.
I haven't either.
Okay, so since we're on the topic of like dreaming, sleeping, creepy stuff, Mario sent me the link to the video, which we will have linked on the website and socials and things like that. I told Mario, I was like, is that like the seeing God in your dreams? And he was like, no, I don't think so. And I was like, okay, well, let's talk about it just like briefly. So we're going to touch on it now.
So if you haven't heard about it, it's called Ever Dream This Man. And the website is thisman.org. If you want to see it, I will warn you, it is a creepy fucking face.
I will link that.
And with it, essentially, the origin of this face, it's a drawing of a man. And a psychiatrist was talking to one of her patients, and the patient was like, I keep seeing this man and he keeps coming. I've never met him in my life. Yeah. But he keeps coming to me and giving me advice about my personal life. And she drew a picture of him while they were there, and she happened to leave it on the table, I guess. This is kind of where I think the story falls flat. Because, like, usually if there's anything regarding a certain client, you're not going to leave it on the fucking table in your office. But maybe it was just a picture.
But it's just a picture that she drew. Not a big deal.
And so she didn't think anything of it. And then a few weeks later, another person came in to talk and saw that picture. And she's like, who is this person? I've seen him in my dreams.
Yeah.
And so in total, 4 of her patients have seen this person in their dreams. They've never met him in person. They don't know anything about him.
But a lot more people, not just those 4 people, a lot of people have claimed to see this man in the dreams.
It is, but it's not as many as I remembered. It's 2,000 people have reportedly seen this man.
Yes.
Which is a lot in
Which is close to the Jehovah's Witness number of the chosen people. I'm going to throw that out there.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like...
I thought it was like 117,000.
No, it's more than that. It's like 1,716. I'm going to look it up really quick. Keep talking.
I could have sworn it was like in the 100,000s. I was like, well, that's at least a fair amount.
I don't think so, but
I mean, considering there's literally been billions of people and only a couple thousand. But anyway, sorry. No offense to you if you're Jehovah's Witness. I doubt you're listening to this. But...
Oh, he's right. 144,000.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. So, okay, well, maybe they're part of that group and they don't know.
Maybe, but some people believe it's God because he's coming to them.
A lot of people think it's God
because he's coming to them and giving them advice about their personal life that he would not otherwise know unless you're an omnipotent being. Mm-hmm. Other people think he's a dream surfer. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a pretty cool idea. Like, I don't say I'm a dream surfer, but I'm a very avid lucid dreamer.
Yeah.
I would love to be a dream surfer. Have a book concept that's kind of along that lines that I've been wanting.
Stop.
Yeah, no, that's something that's really interested me. So I was like, I kind of want to like develop that because I've always wanted to write a book. So
me too, Mario. Don't tell me we're going to co-write a book together.
I don't know. Georgia and Karen right now. Well, see, mine would be nonfiction.
Mine would be a memoir. Mine would be
nonfiction. I don't know if I have enough.
Yours would be nonfiction?
No, mine would be fiction. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm not writing fiction.
Yeah, see, exactly. And I know you're a nonfiction person.
Well, I would get consumed by that world. I don't think I could do it. But really quickly about God and the Dream Surfer, their skeptics believe that your brain is subconsciously plastering like a generic man's face. Like every man's facial features are in this same kind of face.
Exactly. Like you could like put it over somebody's face and see similarities.
Sure.
Anybody's face.
Exactly.
And see similarities. So with that, it's super creepy. If you want to check it out, it's thisman.org.
I'm going to link it for you
I
guys.
find his face really just unsettling.
I have nothing but nightmares. There's never been anyone giving me advice in any dream ever. I have dreamed everything from being sucked into a couch by demons, by Daniel being killed in a terrorist attack on our university. Oh. I don't have dreams like that. Mine are always negative.
Okay.
Which is why I have, like, my therapist is like, you definitely have anxiety. My subconscious doesn't rest.
Complete side note. Do you have a picture of your broken bed? Of the broken pieces?
The broken bed is literally out there.
We need to post a picture to Instagram.
Okay. I will.
Oh my gosh. No, because somebody, like, while we were doing this, somebody just liked something on our Instagram and I got a notification on my phone. Oh. Because we record on my phone if you didn't know.
Hi, welcome to Mario's mom. No, I'll take a picture of my bed in pieces.
And I was like, oh, the bed. Because then I was looking at the lack of a headboard and it just all clicked.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Beck.
It's okay.
I don't know. If you've seen this man, let us know. Tell us what he talked to you about.
Yeah, I've never seen him, so I'm curious.
Same. I'm very curious.
I actually learned about this from Shane Dawson, but then I started reading about it on my own.
Oh, I don't watch Shane Dawson like that. I'm not a fan. Are you watching his new thing?
Absolutely.
Is it good?
Yeah, I really like it.
I heard James Charles is mad about it. I don't know why.
He talks about Sisters Apparel a little bit, not negatively. He's just like, that's why James came to us because we gave him a better deal and stuff. I mean, it's a little bit biased because it's from Shane's perspective and what he wants you to see, but it also is like a story.
And Jeffries, because it's his and Jeffries' production.
Absolutely, but to me, it's more about like friendship. Like you can
their friendship, or
like how much like how generous he's been with Shane, and I don't know. It's really good. Like it's
another publicity stunt to make Jeffree Star look like a better person.
I don't have the same views that you do. I don't think that's what's going on.
I mean,
I don't. Mario is very, very. He doesn't like them. So that means that he's not going to see the things that I see because I'm a little bit more open to it. I'm not saying you're wrong.
No, not at all. I don't think you're saying that at all. I just also think they're very manipulative in their editing. And of course, when you edit something and you want somebody to be portrayed a certain way, that's the power of editing.
But you know what, though? That happens with anyone.
No, absolutely. There's a bias. There's a bias there. But I just think people need to understand.
The Scott Peterson book. That was clearly like Scott fucking did it. But then like when I listened to someone saying, well, here's all the,
reasons why he may not have.
It happens. When you're passionate about something, I mean, this whole...
Who's that? No, I'm just...
Stop it, Mario.
We don't have a bed to make squeak.
His phone stopped recording. I didn't touch it at all. And I'm like genuinely freaked out.
I feel like your finger just flicked down really quickly.
I didn't touch it. Look. I just touched your phone and it didn't do it. Look. Look, I'm touching it and it's not doing it.
Yeah, because you're not hitting this right spot.
Oh my god, Mario, stop.
There's a logical explanation.
Okay. Anyway, let's do... Because I'll add that to my ray of lights. Let's do ray of lights, because I have a fun one for you.
I have a silly one, but
okay,
my ray of light... I told you about my obsession with Royalty Soaps, the soap making channel on YouTube.
Yes, he does. We need to plug them because he has been down the holes with this channel.
I love her and her brother too.
Soaps.
They both do tutorial, or not tutorial. I guess it's a tutorial. It's really just showing how they make their soaps. But they always concept their soaps. They do a drawing, explain why they did what they did, the techniques they're doing, and everything. But I will never make soap, probably. Maybe one time, like, as a fun thing to try. But it's, like, hardcore chemistry. You have to understand what you're doing, or else it is not going to, like...
Don't do it.
It's going to have too much lye, and you'll burn your skin if you use it. Like,
definitely.
If I had a professional helping me do it, I would absolutely try it out. But I don't think... Like, I don't want to do... what is it? Heat and pour soap?
Yeah.
Because I'm too good for that.
Yes.
So I bought my first bar of soap from them.
Yay.
Because they did a whole series based off Studio Ghibli films.
Okay.
And so they had, like, Spirited Away and stuff. I got the Princess Mononoke soap.
Okay.
It's really beautiful. I'll send you a picture of it. It smells amazing. My mom's like, I kind of want some. So I might order her one. But it's really beautiful. It's got, like, blue swirls in it. And I don't know, I just really love it. And then they have, like, a stamp. There's, like, a character or, like, forest spirits in this movie. Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke?
Mm-mm.
If you haven't watched Studio Ghibli films, I highly recommend them. They're beautiful. They will make you cry. Just do not watch Grave of the Fireflies, because you will be fucking fucked up for the rest of the for your rest of your life. Because it's literally a movie about World War II Japan, and you watch two children escape bombings.
I'm done.
And then you watch them starve to death.
I'm good.
The end. That's the fucking movie.
I'm done. I'm good. Thank you for sharing.
Awful.
I didn't want that visual, but it's okay. My anxiety is going to take it and run with it. Here I come.
It's
Sleep paralysis.
Worst thing ever.
I hope you're not showing me a picture of this movie.
Oh no, I'm showing a picture of the soap.
Oh, okay.
It's really pretty.
Oh, that is pretty.
And it smells amazing.
Oh, and then they drew the little, like, indentation?
They have a stamp that they heat and then push it in, and it has the little forest spirits.
That's beautiful. But they did probably really hard to do.
Yeah. No, and you can watch them make it. I will. Actually, I'll just add it to the...
Yeah, please do.
Right now.
And then I'll just make sure they're tagged in it.
Oh, I can add the other meme too. Oh my gosh.
Look at you.
Look at us.
Look at the bottom. At the bottom, I have all of our stuff.
Awesome.
So, you want to hear my ray of light?
Sure.
I recently went through a training class, you guys. My class was split up into two groups. I mentioned casually that Mario and I had, like, a podcast, not thinking anything about it. And then one of the girls, Elizabeth, I hope she doesn't mind me saying her name, she, like, made a mental note of it, went home, started, like, following and listening to us. And then this week she came to me, she's like, I just want to let you know, I genuinely like your podcast. She's like, you can tell it's just like a genuine conversation between two friends. And I'm sure I was like weird and awkward. Elizabeth, I'm sorry, I'm just an awkward person. But I was like, thank you, that's so sweet. I'm glad you like it. It's just something silly that Mario and I like to do. And she's like, no, I can tell it's really good. I just wanted to come pick on you for a little bit. Aww. And I just thought that was so nice.
Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you for listening.
Because we are so not, like, invested in followers. This is something that Mario and I have, like, added to our self-care.
No, honestly, yes.
We're just here to talk.
Absolutely. Like, and of course, if we get followers, fantastic.
Oh, we love it. Great.
But really, I just have a great time talking to my friend about life.
It's so much fun to talk about stuff every week.
And also, it gives me something to focus on that is not...
Yes, agreed.
My normal life. Because, like, who's going to just take time out of their day to research sleep paralysis, you know?
Yes.
Like, things like that.
It's such a good distraction.
Definitely. It's one of the biggest, actually, parts of my self-care routine.
Although it's, like, feeding my serial killer habits so bad.
But at least you're...
Because every time I find a new one, I'm like, oh, I'm going to bank that for the podcast.
Do it, girl. No. Yeah. Then you don't have to internalize it and just have to talk about it to yourself, you know?
So good.
You can talk about it.
Ray of Light. I finished Culpable, which was the podcast that I mentioned last week. I had started it.
Which one? About who?
Culpable. It's about the kid in Alabama. Maybe I didn't mention this one.
I don't think you did. Because you mentioned the Happy Face Killer one and then...
Yes.
The one that I've been listening to.
Yes. Do you still like it?
Yeah, I just got to the part where they start talking about the Zodiac.
Yes.
And why,
what was that one called? I can't remember.
I have it right here. 1 second. The Clearing. The
Clearing. Okay. So, I had more time to listen to podcasts at work, which I'm so grateful for because I genuinely love them, and it was hard to do that in our department for me because I was always on the phone. I started a podcast called Culpable, Like, you're...
Started listening to.
It's
not hers.
No, it's so not me. We're never going to be this good.
Well, fuck us.
No, it's great. It is the best podcast I've ever listened to in my life. It's hands down, it's the best one ever. It is about a kid in Alabama who was, he was told, but the police ruled his death as a suicide, but his family immediately knew that it wasn't a suicide. But the police department wouldn't acknowledge it, so the family spent thousands of dollars to bring in experts in every single area you can think of.
Was he of color?
No, he was white.
Oh, okay.
And good family. Gun residue, fingerprint analysis, ballistics analysis. So it is not a crime podcast, although it is categorized as true crime. It is an investigative. So it takes you through every single piece. And then the podcast in turn, like the people of the podcast, the hosts, in turn, bring in a team of private investigators to go out and like get the witnesses and do their own research. It is such a fucking...
Do they solve the crime?
No.
So they still don't know if he killed himself?
Because there's corruption with the Attorney General's office, the DA, and the police department. And, oh my God, my favorite part...
That's so frustrating.
Listen, my favorite part ever was body cam footage of meetings were leaked when the podcast was being made to make the family look bad. And then it had the opposite effect. It created more
support for them?
More support for the family. And the most fucked up part was they had been trying to get the case file. They told her, sure, pay $1,000. We'll give you part of the case file. I can't tell you what it is. I'm not going to index it and tell you what's going to be in there before you pay. But they gave her such a hard time about getting the case file, and she didn't trust them to give them everything, that the podcast ended up putting pressure on them to release the case file through the Freedom of Information Act. They sent it to somebody else before, to the family, who also did a Freedom of Information Act. That person, I'm doing air quotes because I don't believe it was anyone outside the police department, released the pictures of like the dead body, like in the bathroom, in the morgue, and the people were enraged by it. And so now there's so much pressure on this family. It happened in Meridian, Mississippi. It is an incredibly produced podcast. Very little, what's the word? Advertisements. You get wrapped up in this world. Yes, it's so good. That's my other ray of light, because I finished it and it just incredible.
Are they done, or are they just done for now?
They're done for now. They're going to do more updates, but right now they've done everything they can. It's so good.
Oh, wow.
It's like 20 episodes.
Jesus.
It's so good. They do Q&As. They do a round table. It's one of the better ones I've ever listened to. It may be better than My Favorite Murder. And My Favorite Murder always has my heart for like weekly episodes.
Well, My Favorite Murder isn't a highly produced podcast. It's two friends coming to sharing. So I wouldn't expect it to be on that level. Yeah. It's a different kind of podcast.
But it's one of the better like true crime ones I've listened to. Mm-hmm. So that's my other ray of light. Oh, and Breaking My Bed. That was a ray of light. I feel very proud. My pussy brought it down.
And there's the episode title.
No, we can't do another vagina.
We can't.
The more you know.
Okay, write that down too so I don't forget it.
Okay.
Since you have your thing open.
At the top.
But, what was I going to say? Shit. Your bed thing completely distracted me from what I was going to think. I don't know. I can't
distracted me too.
Veg-distracted. We just have that vagina to everything now.
I'm all about the power of the vagina. That's my favorite episode of Sex and the City.
Is that an episode title?
Yeah,
the power of the vagina?
He's one of the artists is paint. He's like the cunt. The cunt is the power of life, or the power force of all life. And Charlotte, who's like the demure one, was like, I hate that word. But then she ended up posing, and he painted it, and he put it like in the show and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, this is my favorite episode though.
Good for them.
Harness the vagina. I'm just saying. Or ride a harness. Whatever works for you. It is the power of life force. I'm sorry. God is a woman.
No. Mm-hmm. No Ariana Grande on this podcast ever.
I love Ariana Grande. You can't stop me.
I'm indifferent.
I love her.
I just noticed.
My eyeshadow?
No. What? There's a pair of panties on the lamp.
No.
Is that
No.
Is that a sleep mask?
That's my headband.
Okay. I was like, she roped the bed and left her underwear on the lamp.
It's my headband.
Oh. It looks like a thong.
It's not a thong. It's my headband.
Doesn't that not, like, from a distance look like...
For my daughter? I'm not that small.
I couldn't tell how big it was.
No, it's a headband. What are you doing?
I don't know. Trying to understand how it works.
It goes like this. It's just like a knot.
Okay. I was just like, wait a minute. Is that a pair of, like, snake print panties on the
I don't have snake print panties. Most of mine are high-waisted cotton.
Okay.
Because I like to be comfortable.
Work.
But I did leave my underwear out for you to stare at.
Well, no, I just, like, it just caught my eyes. Like, wait a minute.
No.
What?
It's my headband.
That's not you did one time, though. You quickly grabbed them and, like, threw them in the closet.
What, my underwear?
Yeah.
Oh, probably because I just did laundry.
Yeah.
Not because they were dirty or
I know,
fouled
but still, I wouldn't think that either.
I'm going to leave sex toys all over my bedroom next time.
Don't you?
See how embarrassed you get. I'm going to pull everything out.
I'm going to come in wearing a body cam. I don't trust it.
And then leak it and blame it on the podcast.
And that's how we get famous. No. That's definitely not my intention with this. It's just fun.
Oh my god, I can't. You thought it was my underwear. It's not my underwear.
And then she threw it at my face, even though she said it wasn't.
I told you what it was first.
I know, but still, it's still in the panties in my head, so it's like,
oh. I can't. You guys are hilarious.
Aren't they? Aren't they?
Who's is that your only ray of light? I don't like that sound. Stop. It's stressing me out.
I guess. I don't know.
Nothing else good happened this week? Nothing that, like, brought you a little moment of happiness?
I went to Christopher's house and played video games. That was fun.
That's good. I like to hear
my friend Christopher. Okay.
Oh, yes. Tell this story.
This story is really fun. I'm not saying any names other than Christopher's name. But
I love you, Christopher. I don't know if you listen.
I doubt he does. Oh. It's fine. He's busy. He's a busy man.
That's okay.
Kim
doesn't listen either, and she's still my best friend.
Yeah, But anyway. So we sit next to each other at work. We're cube buddies.
Totally cool guy.
We talk literally all day. So one of us is always standing up talking to the other one. And
I used to get so sad when you weren't there because Christopher would talk to me all day. And I would get so tired. It's like, I have a daughter. She talks to me all the fucking time. I can't.
Anyway, so this guy who I met on Grindr like a year and a half ago, not like hook up or anything. We just like recognized each other from work and started talking. And like then in the hallways we would have little conversations, whatever. Nothing serious. He always wanted to fucking talk to me in the bathroom for some reason. Was not comfortable with that. Stop.
He wanted a blowjob.
At work? I'm not that kind of girl.
Somebody's had sex
I'm
in
not
that
that kind of girl.
Somebody's had sex in that building.
Girl, they need to love themselves. That building should be condemned. He messaged me on Instagram on Grindr because he happened to see me that day because it was his last day at work. Because they were doing like an escape room in like one of the rooms for like Customer Service Appreciation Week or whatever, or for like what is it, Team Appreciation Week?
It's Seesaw.
Okay. But anyway, so he saw me in the room because they were doing that escape room, and he saw where I sat, and he saw that I sat next to Christopher, and he messaged me on Grindr, and he's like, "Oh my god, I saw where you sit today. Today was my last day at work. You sit next to a redhead guy named Chris. He's so cute. Is he available?" And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, this is so fucking funny."
And I would like to preface this all by saying that Christopher is hetero.
Yeah,
he has a girlfriend.
He has a fiance.
He has a fiance. I'm sorry. What's her name?
Amelia.
Sorry,
She's
Amelia.
super sweet.
Yeah, I didn't mean to diminish your role.
She has a cow tattoo. It's very cute.
But he's like, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't assume that he's hetero, but he's in a relationship, and he seems to be interested in mostly women.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's straight. He's straight. At the time, I honestly wasn't sure.
I don't like to assume.
Exactly. I don't want to assume your gender.
Because maybe you like the way guys look, too, and that's also an attraction.
Well, no, and like he'll make, oh, okay, that's a handsome dude. Like, he can acknowledge a dude's handsome, not be freaked out. But he's also just secure enough in his sexuality and masculinity.
I think that's what it is, though.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
I don't think he's, like, fluid or anything.
But I pretty much told him, yeah, no, that's not the case. Happening. Sorry. And he was like, oh, he's really cute. And I was like, yeah, he's a nice guy. And then I immediately screenshotted and sent it to him like, oh my god, guys on Grindr are asking about you. He thought it was the funniest thing ever. So tell him I said thank you.
He's such a fucking cool guy. Like,
he's so cool.
I hate to think that there are men out there that would just be like so freaked out by that. But, like, I have no doubt in my mind that he would have the exact reaction he did. Which is just like, oh, I find it flattering, and you guys laughed about it.
And I think, honestly, like, I've very, very rarely had straight male friends.
Yes.
He's probably, like...
He's such a good guy.
He's the ideal straight male friend for a gay person.
He's such a good guy that Mario was having a super bad day at work when Brookie left work and immediately invited Mario over to his house to, like, play video games and hang out with his other friends.
It was a good time.
A good, honest, like, respectful, down-to-earth person.
He's a good friend. He's a very good friend. He actually invited me over today, but said I can't... because I got off work early because of the holiday. Yeah. He got off work early. He's like, you want to come over and play? Because we started a game together.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I can't. I'm sorry. I got to record the podcast. But I'm free tomorrow, so I'm probably going to hang out with him tomorrow.
I'm going to dinner with my Lestie and her twin.
How's she feeling?
She's feeling good. She's feeling good enough to go to dinner for her birthday.
That's great. Oh, is her birthday tomorrow?
Her birthday was Friday.
But happy belated birthday. Does she listen?
I don't know.
If you don't, either way, happy late birthday or belated birthday, Jamie. I hope you're feeling better.
She did. Oh, you know what? She said, I want to be on the podcast with me this week.
Yeah.
She did, because we talked for like 40 minutes. This is my friend that got bit by the tick that makes you allergic to meat.
Right.
She's doing really, really well.
Where are you going to eat?
We are going to hibachi because her twin likes hibachi and she's going to get sushi. So she and I are going to get sushi.
So she can eat fish.
She can eat. It's only red meat and pork.
Okay.
Like, chicken is okay, but she can't eat it in mass quantities, and fish doesn't bother her.
Okay.
So she and I are going to get sushi, and then Lavelle is going to get probably sushi, and then Amy's going to get hibachi.
Oh, okay. Is Amy her twin?
Amy's her twin.
Okay, I was going to say, that's
Jamie
weird. Jamie, I was like, Jamie and Lavelle. I was like, oh.
No, it's my old group from my old classroom. Like, the best women I've ever worked with.
Is Lavelle the one with that case?
Yes.
Okay,
so I'll see her.
She listens. I know she listens.
Oh, I doubt it. She's so fucking busy. She has 4 kids.
Oh my God.
She's a single parent.
I could never.
There's no child support coming in.
Oh.
Well, the older kid's out. I don't think he pays at all.
And the younger
other one,
we talked about.
Yeah.
Have there been any developments with him?
No, I check on it every now and then. I don't like to ask her.
Mm-hmm. That's a shame.
Yeah. That was in an earlier podcast we talked about. Is I think our True Crime one.
Yeah, it's called True Crime 1. That's before we started actually naming episodes.
Right. It's all about how murder surrounds my life, and I talk about like a really big case that's happening in our area. Mm-hmm. So anyway, that's my other ray of light. I get to see my Lestie this week, and I'm really, really excited. Lestie is short for lesbian bestie. Mm-hmm. And she has some wild stories about some girl that was trying to like pick her up that she was not interested in. So I can't wait to hear more of those.
Oh. Does she know what she wants to talk about?
No, not yet. I'll talk to her this week and we'll find out, or maybe we can all sit down and talk about it.
I'm down.
I'm ready to bring some of your friends on, though.
All my friends moved away.
You bitches. Move back.
Well, all my friends, I feel like, have met you.
No. I haven't met the girl in Savannah.
Oh, but I don't know. She, like, my friend Arvilla and my friend Nicole would have to be on for a Harry Potter episode. Absolutely.
Well, I'm waiting.
We just need to figure out how to do that. I need to look into it. Cause, like,
it may be a Skype episode for us.
Yeah, it would have to be a Skype episode.
I would think so.
Because Arvilla immediately asked to be on for the Harry Potter episode.
I feel very, because I love Harry Potter. I've read the books multiple times. I've watched the movies. I like them all. Like, anything Harry Potter, I'm down. But I feel very, like, next to you, I feel like I don't know shit about Harry Potter.
Oh, girl, I'm obsessed, though.
Yeah.
I
love them, but I don't know that I'm, like, obsessed. Because you're like, yeah, remember that happened in Harry Potter? And I'm like, yeah, now that you told me.
Like, I quote chapter titles, like, An Excess of Phlegm.
I don't do that.
Or things like that. Like,
I don't even know chapter titles.
Harry Potter saved my life to a degree, so I'm very much attached. And I know a lot of people like read another book, and I do read other books. It's just Harry Potter is my
First of all, you judgy wudgies.
Nobody says that to me, but people online post, just read another fucking book.
No, they're so good.
They're good. They're really good.
No, you don't.
Also, Ray of Light, I haven't started it yet, but my other favorite book series, His Dark Materials, he started a second trio of books.
Oh, Lord.
The first one came out last year. I think it's called La Belle Sauvage, and it's like a prequel to the original story. This one is a sequel to the original story with the main character now 20 years old because she was like 12 in the book.
I feel like I need to read them.
They're my favorite. They're so good. There's a lot of criticism on organized religion. And
we all should be criticizing organized religion,
and specifically the Catholic Church,
of course.
So if you have,
they're too busy fucking little boys to get their heads out of their asses.
Oh my God, I have to show you a meme when we're done. It's terrible. It's
whatever. You enjoy your book. I don't care about you organized religion.
So
something really dark happened today as a result of organized religion. Mari knows about it. I'm not talking about it on the podcast, but like I have no sympathy at all.
But all in all, I'm glad you guys are here with us. And Elizabeth, thanks for becoming a listener. I'm glad you liked it.
That was just the sweetest thing ever. It made my whole day.
It's just like when we found out that Sydney listens sometimes, and I was like, oh my gosh.
Sydney from the first episode, though, was like, you guys are going to have... He's just so popular, you guys.
You know, I get no fucking notifications any other time, but the second we start recording this fucking podcast, phone call, text message, Snapchat, I literally will have like 35 notifications. I never get notifications. I will go back from lunch or go on my lunch break, not a single notification from nobody.
I told him
Get off work, not a single notification.
I told him I think our connection is just so strong that people can sense it and want to sabotage it.
What'd she say?
Is everything okay?
I just spent way too much money on stuff that's on sale. That's
Taylor!
That's her fucking middle name.
Go return it.
It's on sale. You can't return sale items.
Oh, fuck. Taylor. Anyway, thank you guys for listening another week. We just have so much fun doing this. Yeah. I love talking about stuff with Mario. But thanks, you guys, for listening. Again, please like, rate, review, share, sacrifice your firstborn, light a candle.
Calm down, Kanye. Calm down.
I'm going to start my own religious ceremony. You can definitely reach us at iamverypassionatepodcast@gmail.com. We love stories. We love opinions. We love requests.
Absolutely. I will do shout-outs if you ask for a shout-out.
Absolutely. Not even. I'll shout you out anyway. And then, of course, we're on all the socials. Instagram is I'm Very Passionate Pod. Twitter is Passionate Pod. And I'm Very Passionate on Facebook.
Yeah. Like us. Come say hi.
Or listen.
Please listen.
If you listen, at least like.
Yeah.
Don't share. Maybe you don't want people to know that you have such cool friends that hate Trump. Like, I get it. I'm skeptical about sharing our shit on Facebook because I'm like, oh shit, if someone ties this back to me. I mean, I get it. I understand.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Just like us.
I don't do shit on Facebook, so I don't. But no, I share it on Instagram. Usually, I should share more.
Talk about a second. Anyway, thank you guys for listening, for checking in. We hope you're all doing well. Remember, take care of your mental health. Take a bath. Drink some wine out of a carton
on a Vita Coco box.
Yeah, both a meanie. I'll take a picture of this too. Watch some anime.
Do something.
Yeah, talk to your friend.
Suck a dick.
Yes, that is the best self-care you could imagine. Or hey, lick a pussy. Whatever works for you. Do both at the same time. I highly encourage threesomes. Mario,
but you have one mouth. How can you suck a dick and lick a pussy at the same time?
Maybe your tongue is just like really fast and it gets up there.
You have a very wide mouth. I'm sorry. We'll talk to you next time. I'm Mario.
Thanks for listening, guys. I'm Jessica.
Bye.